Welcome to Out of Time, episode 13, Day at the Fair.
Everyone looks so hot.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great day. And I hope everyone's excited. Thank you guys for coming out to the stream, everybody. I know that this stream is maybe for some of you the second time you've seen me, and maybe you haven't been caught up with this story yet. So for the next few weeks of this stream, I think I'll do like a little recap at the start, just a short one of the stream, like of what we've happened so far on the story, give them the basics. So essentially, this story is a time travel story, and the party, just a few episodes, finally got to the time travel. So I think that was episode 9. Jimmy, would you mind muting yourself if you're typing with that mechanical keyboard? I can hear it. Thank you. So with that, this is a time travel story, somewhat similar in my mind. I created it based on Samurai Jack. If you've ever seen Samurai Jack, the idea is kind of based in that. And so what happened is we have a group of people who went to a very famous city, and at that city they found there was some crazy shit going on. People were being kidnapped and experimented on. They found their way into the lab where all these experiments and crazy shit was happening. It was pretty cleared out when they got in there, and they found their way to the tippy top of it where there was a creature who was waiting for them. And as they fought their way there, they defeated some demons, and they found out that this creature was a demon named Raziel who had some kind of plan for them. And as they fought him, he was very difficult, and they were about to defeat him. And at the last moment, he threw them all through a portal in time and transported them to the future, 53 years into the future, where they are now trapped in a world where he is in control. So that is the premise of the story, and they are trying to find their way either back in time or make themselves powerful enough to defeat him. They're trying to figure out what they can do in this particular situation. And to do that, they're on their way to a city called Drudgemore, which is on the other side of the continent. And they are walking. So it's going to take a while in-game. And in the meantime, they stopped at a town. And that town has a little circus outside of it. And I should say medium-sized. It's not small. It's not humongous. It's a medium-sized circus. And they were like, we should check this out in the morning. So they decided to go to the tavern, take a rest, and that is where we're going to pick up today, where the party is in the future, in an unfamiliar world, and they are going to check out the town and the circus and continue forward probably at the end of this session, probably towards Drudgemore if they survive. So, no spoilers. We'll see what happens. This is Out of Time, episode 13, Day at the Fair. Welcome to the stream, everybody.
You heroes are so predictable. Always believing you have the upper hand. Always underestimating your foes. And in our eternal game of cat and mouse, you've always had the luxury of being the cats. Now, I'll show you a world where you're nothing but mice.
Can't stop me in the future that I've created. I have access to an army. I've upgraded my body. I have infinite resources at my disposal. Now run, little mice.
So last we left off, the party was in a tavern called Drinker's Inn, and they were just about to go to bed. It's late, and they're all tired. They've been walking for hours and hours and hours. They just escaped the city of Neotaurus, so they're no longer within the walls of the city ruled by Raziel, that demon who sent them forward in time. They've escaped that city, and they're kind of out in the open world now, out in the future, and trying to find their way to Drudgemore, either trying to procure themselves a vehicle or some kind of help getting there. And in the meantime, they're stopping at this small town, which is so small that I don't even remember the name I gave it, but I'm pretty sure it was like something Brook, Clear Brook, or something like that. So Doesn't matter if someone has that. Willowbrook, thank you, Willowbrook. Yeah, it's
Happy
literally
someone
a small
takes
town.
notes because I don't take notes.
Yeah, it's literally just a very small town. So, welcome to Willowbrook. It's nighttime. Everyone's kind of heading to bed. It's a place that is almost trapped in the past in a way. It's a nice little town that doesn't have too much technology. It's not invaded by too much futuristic shit. You guys are standing out with your new leather jackets and spikes all over you and nice new shirts and shit. You stand out. Okay? So, with that said, what would you guys like to do? It's about time for bed. So I haven't had you guys go to bed yet because I want to make sure there isn't anything you want to do before you go to bed. So don't do your long rest yet unless you already did. If you did, that's fine. Not a big deal.
Too late.
Yeah, that's all right. So is there anything you guys want to do before you go to bed as characters? Bunny, I'll tell you.
Hug?
Yeah. Any of the party members might be willing to hug you.
I
I don't think any of the
hug.
NPCs would because you don't know them. I mean, you could ask.
We'll just do a big group hug, I think.
We just have a group hug.
What?
Come here.
Oh yeah.
Bring it in. Come
Is
here.
there anyone to arm wrestle at the
Thank you.
inn?
We can do that
Is
too.
there anyone to Yes, absolutely. So as you guys are having this kind of big group hug, is anyone not joining this group hug of the party? Just curious.
Jerome is not joining because I'm trying to hit on the nearest girl by
Jerome,
me.
can I
I
please just have a
completely
fucking
ignore the
hug?
group hug. Jerome
please.
just I didn't notice you guys were group hugging. I was already looking at this
Jerome,
do it now.
beautiful female in
Get
front
over
of me.
the group hug, Jerome. Get over here.
Get in the fucking.
So you guys have to.
Jerome,
you guys
we
have to
love
pull,
you, Jerome.
You guys have to
Let
roll a
us love
strength.
you.
You have to roll a strength check to pull me away from this woman I'm talking to.
Get in the fucking hug. All right.
Just get in the hug, buddy.
So you guys have your hug. You actually
Okay,
hug
okay.
around Jerome, so like he can't escape from it. Like he's in the middle of it. Okay.
What the guy? Just what are you guys doing? Just stop.
All right.
That was satisfying.
I think I'm probably
Absolutely.
strong enough to hold Jerome
Can you see
down.
him trying? Can you see him trying to get laid here? Like, come on.
So quickly,
Ew.
before we go too much further, let's have everyone quickly introduce their characters and themselves to anyone that's new in the chat. Can we do that real quick? Everyone give me like a 5-10 second intro of who you are, what you do on Twitch, and your character. Just anything about your character you want them to know, but try and keep it to, 15, 20 seconds. Okay, Wembo,
right.
go ahead first.
Hi, I'm twitch.tv/Wembo over here. I got a lot of voices that I like to do sometimes, except for this D&D character, which doesn't really have a whole lot of voice. I don't know, man. This character's got, they're like an androgynous sort of feminine sort of, they talk, but then they don't. And then also they swing swords and Eldritch Blast. All right. And that's basically A to B.
All right,
And
perfect.
they're super cute. Yeah.
Oh,
it's just-
thank
it's
you.
great.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, roll for
Yeah.
hotness. Roll for hotness. Roll me a D10.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can roll a D10 in D&D Beyond. In the bottom left, there's a dice button, or in Roll20, you can just type in roll/D10. All right. Wow. All right. Well, you rolled a strength check and you got a 10, so we're just gonna call it a 10.
Woo!
Is that fine? Why not? Yeah,
Fair enough.
you're hot as fuck. Holy shit, you are a 10 out of 10, the hottest bitch around. Okay,
Well, I mean,
all eyes on you.
come on. All right.
All right, so
Yeah.
with that, we'll move on to Jimmy here playing Kathrak.
Yo, I'm Jimmy. I'm playing a Leonin barbarian named Kathrak. And I love to arm wrestle and, wear badass loincloths where my junk almost falls out, but not completely. And I like to fight and stuff.
All right, thank
Welcome
you very
to
much.
my dating profile.
Very cool, awesome, love it. Thank you. All right, next up we'll do Whip Tracks. Go for it.
Hi, yeah, I'm Whiptrax. I stream random things, just whatever I feel like. My character is Nara. She is an elf ranger, and she shoots things with arrows, and she's just kind of like naive and stuff, and that's about it.
And you do have a friend. That's a big part of your
Oh yeah,
character.
I have a lion. I always forget that I have like a giant lion. Yeah. He's like what's he called? A crag cat. Yeah. And he's like
Yes.
shadowy and he's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yes, he
That's
is
about
a
it.
crag cat, so he's a giant lion. He's very cool. All right, next up is Bunny.
Hey, what's up? I'm Jasmine Serena. I play Isabella Dream on here. She's a Kalash star, so she's a big dreamer. She's been through a lot of stuff, but and her dad is a demon, and he's like a nice demon.
Yeah, he's pretty dope.
Hashtag backstory. Oh, I also have a really big sword and a really fat cat. Nice.
Very
Okay,
nice.
thank you.
Very nice. Perfect. Thank you so much. So, again, warlock. So we got a couple warlocks in here, a couple of spellcasters. We got a nice mix here in this cast. We got 2 more people to introduce here. We'll go with, and I know the overlay's messed up, guys. You're just gonna have to bear with me because I fucked it up somehow. So don't worry, we'll get it there. We'll go with Whole Wheat Pete. Go for it.
Hi, my name's Whole Wheat Pete. My character's name is Jerome, and I'm a gnome. That's why my name is Jerome the Gnome. I'm an artificer, so I like to build and stuff. And I'm like a perverted gnome. So I'm really smart, but I'm also really horny all the time.
Desperately horny,
Yeah,
and
it's bad.
can't seem to catch a break.
And I just can't seem to catch a break, even when, I got a lot of money, which doesn't make sense.
Hey, you know what, Jerome? Maybe if you gave more people more hugs, you would get fucked. But like,
Ooh.
Well, I'm not trying to.
you realize there's like foreplay that like doesn't involve your penis, and one of those things can be hugging. But like, I guess like you just didn't. weren't aware of that.
Jerome's just really slow. You just gotta give him. He spends a lot of time with looking at 2D images.
Oh no, he's into the
Anime.
hentai.
Oh no.
The shame. All right, do I have all these set up? Okay, transition over here. Boom, we're back, everybody. Everybody's on the screen. We're good. And the last but not least, we have one more introduction, which is our good friend, Improv Blake.
Hello, everyone. My name's Blake. I stream a lot of variety stuff, but you can catch me doing GTA roleplay or stock trading. That's basically what I do right now, is just stock trading. Right now, it's losing money. But most of the time, we just stock trade. So I play a character named Zim Morgan, and he is a monster druid, which is a custom class that Commander created. So I'm playing that. It's a lot of fun. I can turn into monsters and stuff rather than like your standardized beasts, which is cool. And yeah, he is a halfling. Just a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody. Well, welcome to the cast. Thank you, everyone, for introducing yourself again to the new people. I hope that the new people are excited for today's session, and let's get into it. You guys are just finishing up your group hug. Jerome, roll me a perception check, please, for hot people. Kathrak, roll me a investigation check for people who
found the
want
honeys
to...
today.
No, never mind. Never mind, Kathrak. Roll me, just roll me a d20. Just roll me a straight up d20. You can do that on your character sheet in the bottom left. There should be like a dice, like a button that looks like a dice. Just click that and then click on the d20 and let me know what you get.
Yo, Jerome's about to get some. No cap.
What'd you get?
Oh, 19.
You got an 18?
19.
19. Okay, and then Jimmy, what'd you get? Did it roll
I
for
don't
you?
want to talk about it.
Just let me, this isn't
I
like
got
a
a
big
5.
deal. Okay. So yeah, nobody here seems like they would be willing to arm wrestle you. All the people in the bar seem kind of scrawny or kind of like
Damn.
they just wouldn't want to
They
do
can't
that.
handle me.
Yeah, this place in particular is just a little bit difficult
Can't
to find
handle
that.
the sauce.
Yeah, maybe the bartender after he's done working. Maybe. He's a big dragonborn. He seems like he could take on a nice arm wrestle, but kind of up to that. I mean, he's working right now, so he wouldn't at the moment, but maybe after his shift if you want to stay up late. Nobody to really arm wrestle in the tavern. And as for you, Jerome, as you're looking around with your 18,
My
there
19.
is 19, sorry. 19. You notice that there are 2 women in the tavern right now. And you can decide whether or not you would find them attractive. There is, I don't know, your character has preferences or whatever. So there is a young-looking, red-skinned dragonborn female. So she has a tail that kind of comes off and swirls around the bottom of her chair. She's sitting leaned back on her chair, which is propped up against the wall. So she's leaned all the way back to where the back of the chair is propped up against the wall. Her feet are up on a table, and again, her tail kind of goes down the back of the chair and ties around one of the ends. And she is smoking a cigarette and kind of puffing on it, and she's reading a book at the same time. So she's reading a book and she's kind of puffing the cigarette smoke into the book, and it's kind of hitting the book and flowing up into the air. And she's reading it, and she seems pretty enamored with it, but in this kind of furrowed eyebrows, kind of curious way. She just seems like almost frustrated with it, as she licks her finger and goes to the next page. So that's one person you see. The other person you see is a fairly elderly looking goblin who is washing dishes in the back.
No way! There's no way!
Not the same.
way.
I think you missed the episode where that woman's kid was there, but she's long dead, so not the same goblin. Not the same goblin. No.
Okay.
But looks like an elderly goblin woman. A lot of wrinkles. I don't know what you're into.
All right. I'm gonna talk to the bartender really quick. Hey, yo, barkeep.
Yeah, how's it going, young woman?
That is that like your cousin over there? Like, what's you guys look pretty similar. Yeah.
Nah, she's a regular. Just someone that comes around once in a while.
Okay. Interesting. All right. I'm a Jerome, not really into Dragonborn, so I think I'm gonna take an L tonight.
Wait, Jerome has a preference?
I was just wondering if they were related, I was just wondering.
He does kind of lean in and he says, I mean, if you're interested in her, she's pretty she likes to flirt with some people, but she's kind of distracted right now, but
I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty exhausted right now. I might have to give it a go tomorrow.
Hey, fair enough. And he kind of looks up over your head at her, who's sitting at this table, and she's like eyeing him down, and he's like he kind of like raises his eyebrows and he kind of shrugs his shoulders.
I give her like a really dorky wave, like, hey. I try to be sexy, but like it's not really sexy.
She takes her cigarette and she bumps the ashes into the ashtray on her table, puts it back in her mouth, and just looks back into her book.
Well, that's about enough for me. I'm going to bed. I don't have time to deal with Jerome's antics.
Okay.
Remember, bright and early tomorrow.
maybe it's
the bartender gives you guys 3 keys. He's only got a room for you guys to share. You got to share rooms for this one. It's not a huge place. So you guys can decide how you want to share rooms, or if you want to just do it the same as you always do it.
Yeah, same as we always do it.
Okay. So he hands you these 3 old-looking keys, and you guys head up into your rooms. Whoever's heading up to the rooms goes up to the room, and you guys notice that it's a classic old tavern. The beds are old-timey, not super great, but not super uncomfortable, and it's it's like a blast from the past type of place. So, anyone not going up to the room? Anyone want to do anything in particular before they go up?
I don't know. Is there like anything interesting that we would want to like check out?
Sure. What's something you would find interesting?
I don't know. Something like sneaky or, I don't know. Anything.
There's all kinds of places around the town. If you want to leave the tavern, if you want to kind of sneak around town and try and find something, you're probably more likely than in here. In the tavern, it's pretty laid back.
Hey, Nara, you want to go on a midnight adventure?
Yeah, kind of.
Honestly, I'm kind of down. Hey, barkeep, can I get a shot of espresso or a shot of coffee?
He kind of nods and he says, "Yeah, sure. Any cream or sugar?"
Double caffeine. No cream or sugar. I like it black.
All right. He kind of like turns around. He's got a French press coffee maker that he makes some fresh coffee for you, and he heats it with his own breath.
All right, awesome. All right, I'm good to go, Nara. Let's do this. I had to like wake myself up because I was kind of tired. So
he says, "You want this to go, or you want to drink it here?"
Yeah, I want it to go.
Yeah, he puts it in a little to-go cup for you.
They have to-go cups back then? Mm-hmm. That's so cool.
No, not back then. This is a newer thing. As you look at it, it's made of some kind of other material, which you would recognize as plastic. Plastic was just coming about before you went forward in time.
Wow. This is really interesting plastic. This is molded so spectacularly.
Yeah, you can buy those at any general store.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're not too expensive.
Man, I haven't seen these before. I say that really quietly because I didn't want it to be too distracting.
He kind of nods and he kind of furrows his eyebrows and he goes, "What? They don't have those in Neo Taurus?"
Oh no, they do. I just haven't really. I don't really buy the to-go stuff.
More of a sit-in drinker.
Yeah,
I see.
This is like a spontaneous decision,
I see. Well, if you're heading out for the night, just make sure that you're not riling the locals up too much. They like their privacy around here.
Got any fun recommendations for places around in the city?
I mean, we're not really night folks in terms of partying and that kind of thing, but there's a small little sports recreational center near the edge of town that there might be some people playing some ball or smoking.
All right.
You might find some
Does
people
anybody
over there.
else want to come?
Kathrak, I know you
Would you
want
like
to. I know you
come,
want to find some guys.
Kathrak?
Kathrak, I know
I'll
you want to
bite.
find some guys.
I was like
arm
fidgeting
wrestle.
in the
do it.
corner. I was like, I want to go. I want to go. Yeah, I
Kathrak,
wanna go.
stop doing that. Stop doing that weak looking.
Okay, it wasn't
together
like
thing and just
that.
come out
It
with
was.
us.
It wasn't
He's
like I
for me.
was.
He's for me.
Oh my god. Okay. dude.
Ooh, oh, whoa.
Wow,
I'm
Kathrak,
gone.
you must have
I was-
taken
no,
too
I
many
was standing in
estrogen
the corner,
pills
like,
recently.
I was
gotta
like
go.
flexing, but like looking around, like I want to go. I want to go. You know, I wasn't doing none of this shit. You kidding me, dude?
Agreed. Your character was doing exactly what you said that they're doing.
Exactly.
All right, so who's all? Raise your hand if your character's going on this night adventure. Raise your hand.
I'm in.
Okay. So,
Do
are
it.
you sure you can change your mind, Blake? Do you
I'm
want to
fucking
change your
in.
mind?
I'll probably come down
Okay.
after like a little bit of them not coming back up and be like, what the fuck?
Okay. So you guys can have that conversation if you want, or we can just get past it. It's up to you.
I
Skip past
can
it.
just see you angrily like trailing behind.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. So, you guys go ahead and leave the bar. Do you leave anything behind in your rooms that you, in particular, you don't want to carry around with you, or is everyone just taking all their shit with them? Okay. Sounds good.
I'm taking all my shit.
Okay, sounds good. So you guys head out of the tavern, and as you do, the town is again very dimly lit. It's getting towards like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, so it's pretty late. And most people have the lights off in their house. You see some smoke rising from some chimneys. The residential area of this town is small and reminds you of Wembo. This place probably reminds your character most of home out of anybody. This place is it's a homely, nice little place that is contrasting very well against where you just were, which is Neotaurus, that big city. Contrasts very well. And yeah, it's cozy. It's cozy. So you guys
Willowbrook.
head out. Yeah, you head out towards the edge of town. And are you going towards the rec center that he told you about, or are you going anywhere else? You want to roll some checks to find interesting things?
I would like to roll the check.
Sure. Roll me an
I'll join you.
investigation check. Anyone who wants to try and find something interesting in the town, roll me an investigation check.
Oh God.
I got your back, Nara. I got
Yeah,
your
thank
back.
God.
I also want you to tell me what kind of things you're looking for, because I'm not just going to say, oh, here's this thing that's interesting to you, because I don't know what your character's interested in.
I'm looking for like places. I'm looking for gambling.
Okay.
I'm looking for anything that's shady going down. I don't know. I just feel super.
I'm looking for
I feel like something is shady.
risque, shady plus gambling.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So with those checks, I'd say,
I help them look for their things. Yeah.
I rolled an
Sounds
11. I'm not having
That
roll
risky,
20 up for
risque,
some reason.
shady
That's
gambling.
like it's not giving me the
Stop.
add-on. I think I need to.
Justice
I think it's an
or something.
extension,
it
isn't
is
it?
an extension.
Yeah, it's an
Just
extension.
You
It's
get
called
info extension.
Beyond 20.
Yeah, yeah.
Something's
Something's
fishy.
weird in this town.
Nope.
Yeah.
Something's not right.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
I feel
All
it.
right.
I feel it too.
So
Not
you
it.
guys
Jerome-
are...
Oh, sorry. I'll be like, something just doesn't feel right in this town. I can't find any brothels.
You
You know,
whore.
Sorry,
Jerome,
continue,
not
continue.
everyone's life is revolving around sex. You know that,
I just
right?
think like there's this
Whoa!
carnival.
When
it's
did
like,
Zim get here? I thought he went to bed already. What the
I
heck?
saw you all leaving, even though we have a carnival in the morning.
Can you not
and
speak up like that?
honestly, I think we need to like look around at this carnival. I just feel like there's a bunch of freaks going to be there. Honestly, I
Aye,
really do.
aye. There's no
Do.
reason to use that verbiage there.
Maybe that's why.
not
Wait,
rude,
why
okay?
isn't Zim joining the carnival? That's a good idea.
I'm sure
Alright.
they'd pay a lot of money to see
Hey.
you, Zim.
They might.
They would pay a lot of money to see me, someone who is as dapper and nice as I am and can turn into fantastical beasts that save your lives on a daily basis. Yes, they would pay a
I
lot.
wasn't talking about you, obviously. As you know,
Roasted. Okay.
Wow, this is
So
spicy.
Zim is getting a little roasted right now by the party, but that's okay. because he's pretty tough. He can take it. And as you guys are looking around with those investigation checks, I'll tell you. So first off, Nara, you rolled a 6.
Yeah, a 6. I see nothing.
So in terms of suspicious things, nothing super interesting stands out. Jerome, as for the 24 to look around for gambling or games of some kind, you do hear people kind of hooting and hollering over near that rec center that the barkeep told you about, and they are hooting and hollering about some kind of game. You're not sure if it's gambling or what kind of game it is, but they're hooting and hollering about something, and they you hear a mixture of groans like and a few like woo, like it's a mixture, you know. It's like some people are excited, some people aren't. And other than that, the town itself seems pretty laid back. In terms of people being outside, hanging out, you see a couple people that are like sitting out in front of their houses in like chairs, like makeshift wooden chairs and things. But for the most part, they're just kind of either whittling something next to a fire or just sitting out, smoking a cigarette, looking up at the stars. The stars are very visible where you guys are at.
All right. I'm gonna start going towards the hooting and the hollering. And be like
Hollering and the hooting.
How close am I? Am I like in shouting range where they would be able to hear me if I shouted?
If you shouted really loud.
All right, I'll wait until I get a little bit closer. I'm gonna start walking towards them, and then once I'm in like an audible range, but like not like right by them, I'm gonna like be like, hey, like I hear there's a party going on here.
As you say that, they're chanting and hollering and stuff stops, and you hear a voice say, "Is that one of the locals?"
Oh!
And you're
fucking kidding me.
You recognize the accent, but it doesn't sound like Bear.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like Bear, but you recognize the accent, so this person might be from the same area of the world as Bear.
All right.
But it's just got the same accent, different tone of voice.
All right.
And you hear presumably someone else who's sitting with him say, "That doesn't sound like anyone I recognize." And the guy goes, "So are you going to pay me or what? I won the game." And the guy's like, "Well," and you kind of hear this conversation as you're approaching.
Oh, so here we can make some money here, huh?
As you come in to the rec center, which is kind of like this old rectangular building, but there are torches lit inside, so it is light from the inside. You can kind of see light coming out of the windows as you're approaching. It definitely seems like the most lively building on the premises. As you open the door, which was already unlocked and pretty much ready to be opened, there is a little cage that you're standing in that you have to open the gate to get into the rec center, and you see that there are some batting cages and some other like things that you can do, like a tennis court, and it's a pretty big building. So as you come in, two things strike you. One, you've never seen a place like this before, and a rec center is not something that seems very like it would be very popular back in the day. These sports look different than what you recognize. There is a strange like bat that is used, like a stick that's used to hit a ball into a cage. There are these weird rackets that are used for something that looks similar to racquetball, which is something you would know, but it looks a little different. And so I'm describing tennis and batting cages. You see some basketball hoops, which is a game that you probably have no idea about as a character, but it looks pretty simple. As you see, there is a couple people who are playing it with this orange ball, and they're dribbling it back and forth. One of them throws the ball, and it lands in the hoop. And you see the people that were talking and hooting and hollering, and they're all standing around what looks like an old, rickety Carnival tower with the bell at the top where you hit it with the hammer and the thing goes and like it goes up and hits the bell at the top, and you see how strong you are. So you know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
So it's a strength test, an old strength tester from a carnival.
Oh.
And it looks like somebody dragged it in here because there's some scrape marks on the wooden floor that lead up to it. So somebody dragged it in here. And you can guess who that person is as you're looking at this group of people that are standing around it. There's 3 of them. One of them is a younger looking halfling who is probably in his early 20s. And he looks like he's got this frilly shirt on with these frills at the cuffs, and he is laughing almost maniacally as you look at the other 2 people who are like wrestling on the ground. But it's not much of like a wrestle. It's more like the one bigger person is just holding down this kind of scrawnier, skinnier person, telling him to give him his money. And so the small person on the ground, a human. Just a regular looking human, the kind of scraggly beard, and he's got a kind of a smirk on his face as he's being held down by this larger person who's also a human, but he's got makeup all over him. This larger human, bleached white skin, a painted on red nose, bald on the top except for some red frilly hair that comes off the back, big rainbow colored clown suit that he is wearing, and he's holding down.
So he's dressed up as Jerome?
He looks like a really buff Pennywise. As he's holding down this human on the ground, and he's saying, "Are you going to pay me my money or not?" And the small guy on the ground's like, "Hey man, it's not that big a deal, man. I ain't got no money to pay you, man. I didn't think you were gonna actually take me up on it, man." And they're like arguing back and forth, and the halfling is just laughing maniacally.
What in Neo Taurus is happening here?
They all kind of look over at you, and the big clown says, "None of your business. It does not matter to you, eh?" And the guy on the ground says, "Hey, you guys guards, you help me out."
Hey, I'm not a guard, but when I hear people talking about money, you know I'm interested.
Oh, I don't think you're gonna make money off this guy. He kind of wins them all. And,
does he now?
The clown is like holding him down, like pushing him into the ground, and the guy's kind of like losing his breath, and the halfling's like actually literally now ruffling on the ground as he's like slapping his knee. This halfling looks very amused. Hasn't noticed you guys.
Do I know what clowns are? Can I call him Mr. Clown?
You probably know what a clown is, sure. Why not?
Hey, yo, Clowny boy.
He looks over you with like a stern look out of like a side eye. And he says, "What?" As
you got money?
He pushes down on this guy. The guy kind of coughs. "Okay, come on, Nito, let me go, man."
I'm gonna completely ignore this scrawny guy because I don't care. But I like look at this clown guy, and be like, "You got money?"
Yeah, he kind of raises an eyebrow and he says, "The circus pays, all right."
You trying to play a game?
He kind of stands up and lets the scrawny guy go, and the scrawny guy goes like, as he stands up. Nito, now this clown who you know his name is Nito, Neato.
Neato.
He's standing there with his large clown shoes, and he takes a few steps towards you. It doesn't look like he's has any place to hide anything on him. He is as plain as they come. He's wearing a onesie clown suit with big red shoes, no pockets, no flower on his, chest or anything, no classic clown gear other than his onesie and his painted face. That's it. You can see his arms are, as he stretches his arms out, you can see the edges of his wrist, and you see that his whole body isn't painted. He's got white skin under, regular Caucasian white skin under his wrists. So he is, his face is just painted, and he's wearing that clown suit.
Okay.
He takes some steps towards you. He says, "Are you someone who has money too? You make the money."
I'm actually a professional gambler.
Professional gambler? That sounds like a cheater to me.
I wouldn't call it a cheater. I'd call myself just very lucky. But I love playing games, and I hear there's money here. So
what? You bring these people with you to help you cheat. Is that right? And he points to all the people standing behind you.
Oh, these people? Oh no, they're just you know, here to hang out.
I am not as stupid as I look. He kind of nods at you. This guy is, as he's walking closer, he's as tall, if not taller, than Kathrak. It's hard to tell because of the shoes. You're not sure how much the shoes are lifting him up. This is a large, burly human, similar in size to Bear.
Okay. I just, you know, I like to, I got some free time and I like making a little bit of extra money, but, and you know, it doesn't mean I also like losing money too, you know, it's all fun and games for me. I got the bankroll.
Well, if you are going to play a game with me, then you will play a game of mine as well.
That works for me.
Well, you know, I don't know. Does that little man owe you money?
He does.
For what?
Well, he lost the game. And he points to the hammer, the strength test machine. And he says, I told him that if he could hit the bell, that I would pay him. And, well, he took me up on it. And he said, after he did it, that I couldn't do it. He said, there's no way you could hit the bell. He said, I couldn't do it, you can't do it. I said, look at you, you're a skinny, small man. And he still did not believe me. So I called his bluff. And I hit the bell, as I always do. And now he owes me money, because he said I could not do it.
How much?
5 gold pieces.
With peace and love, Jerome. I don't know if you're going to be able to beat him.
What is that supposed to mean?
I said with peace and love. I mean,
You might have
We
to.
will not have to do the strength test. This is not why I brought it here. I did not bring it here for gambling. I didn't. I brought it here to just show to people and have fun. It is fun thing that people like doing. There is a reason people pay for it at the carnival. It was not meant for gambling. I am not that kind of guy.
Damn.
Then why are you gambling?
Damn. Well, guys, looks like this isn't my type of place. So I just start walking away.
Well,
I'm going to bed.
what about me?
You guys do what you want.
I could try to hit the bell, Jerome.
Oh, Jerome turns around. Oh, you know what'd be more fun than hitting a bell? What if you and Mr. Clowny Boy over here did an arm wrestling challenge? Now that's something I'd pay to watch.
I am down for it. You know, I leave the carnival at night. I come into the town because I want to meet locals. I want to enjoy the environment, and I want to relax and have fun.
you travel around with the carnival?
Yes, it is my job. And I do not come for gambling. It is not what I am here for. I get paid plenty by carnival. I don't need to gamble off of people's money. But I do fun things with people. I like to meet others. And it seems like you are trying to con me out of money. Like this person did. He didn't think I was going to take him up on it.
Trust me, we're definitely not the types of people that try to con others. But because you sound like you're trying to have a good time, you guys should definitely do. Yo, Kurthrak, are you down for a fun little arm wrestle challenge today? Might not be able to make an extra buck, but it still seems like a good time.
I could flex my brawn a little bit. Yeah.
All right. I'm down to watch. Give me something to do tonight, because there's
But
no
the money
ladies.
is gonna have to come out of your pocket.
What money? This man's not even trying to.
We're not betting anymore?
This man's not even trying to bet. There's no point. You can just have
Could
some
be a
fun
bet.
doing it.
I will not bet money on you, but I will bet you and anyone you'd like a free admission to the carnival tomorrow.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That is what I can pay you. I don't have enough money to gamble away freely, which is why I didn't offer this man money for what he told me to do. He offered me 5 gold pieces. He told me he was going to give me 5 gold pieces. Now
How
he's
much
a
is it?
liar.
How much is an entry to the carnival?
1 gold piece for basic
Okay.
entry.
All right, I'll tell you what. If you can beat Kathrak, and I point to Kathrak. If you could beat my friend Kathrak in an arm wrestling contest, we'll pay you the 5 gold pieces that Mr. Scrawny over there owes you. But if you lose, you give our whole group entries to the carnival tomorrow morning.
I mean, he already was going to, but
Wait, he's
Alright.
already going to?
What
Wait,
if
did Did I mess up? I thought you said he was gonna do it if we lost.
I mean, if we
won.
him.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. True.
I will take you up on this. This seems like a fair deal. But the thing is, I don't think he's worth your 5 gold pieces. This guy is not worth your money.
Oh, he's definitely not worth our money. But I just want to spend some money on something because I'm bored.
Okay.
Again.
Starting a prediction. Who will win the arm wrestling challenge?
Come on,
There you go.
Kathrak. I got 5 gold pieces.
Listen, I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't have a very good track record with this shit, but tonight might be my night.
I'll have you know, my friend here, and I put my hand on Kathrak. He is 0-1 in arm wrestling competitions. So we're gonna try to tie his record up today. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
And now, while I say that, I shout, people of the rec room! Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fantastic show here tonight. We have Mr. Cloudy Boy about to arm wrestle the Lion King in a really crazy gambling match that is going to blow your mind. Arm in arm, strength and honor. If you would like to put bets on either of these two contestants, please come to me. You can quadruple, you can quintuple, you can tentuple times your money if you make the right guess on who is going to win this arm wrestling challenge.
Woo, go me.
Come here, boys.
All right, good. So I do need to
Let's see what
clarify,
happens.
just for everyone. I do need to clarify. He says 1 credit, not 1 gold piece when he tells you the admission of the circus. Just so everyone knows. But he knows what gold pieces are, and if you offer him up gold pieces, Kathrak, he'll take them. That's what he was going to win off of this guy was gold pieces, because it's easier to hand somebody 5 gold pieces than it is to transfer them
Man, look
5
at these
credits.
non-believers in the chat.
Man,
Look at these non-believers.
wow.
Let's see if we get anyone.
It should be like 100%. Yeah, Jimmy's gonna
join us
pop
in
off.
in this gambling match.
I predicted for Kathrak like 6 times. So
Thank you.
All right. So, with that said, let's have you roll a persuasion check, Jerome. Persuasion check, Jerome, to see if you can get anybody else in the rec room on your side to join in on this.
Okay, half of them.
Okay.
That's not bad.
That's not how that works. Nobody seems that interested except for the small halfling who is rolling around hysterically on the ground, who has now stopped. He's still kind of chuckling. He's like, he's walking over. He's kind of holding the stitch in his side from laughing. He kind of comes over and he says, "Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, I heard that too.
That was weird." Okay. He's holding his stitch to the side. He comes over and he goes, "Listen, buddy, I think you've got this. I think you've got this, Nino." And he pats the big clown guy on the back, and he says, "I'll wager I don't know, 10 credits on Nino. 10 credits on Nino. How's that sound?"
All right, can I get your 10 credits, please?
He says, let's deal with it afterwards. I'm not gonna run. I'm a man of my word.
Nope. You got to pay up front, buddy.
Not gonna happen, pal. Never mind.
All right, then you're out.
He kind of takes a step back and he's like, "All right."
Okay, then you're out.
He walks over to
Damn.
the big like strength test bell ringing machine, and also the guy who's like laying on the ground, kind of catching his breath. This scrawny, kind of country sounding dude, and he kicks this dude in the side, and he goes, "You owe my man money, no matter how this goes down." And he's kind of pointing at him. The guy's like, I know. And they're having a conversation back and forth. Nobody else seems that interested, but people are watching at least. People are watching.
All right.
Nobody's interested in betting.
That's fine. So, are you guys doing a best of 1 or a best of 3? How's this gonna be?
I'll let him decide.
Let's do a best of 3. Seems like the most fair way to do it. I can actually make us a table pretty quickly here too. He goes over to the strength test machine and folds it down into like a very long rectangle like briefcase, tilts it up on its side, and then pulls out the edges and makes a little table for you guys. So this is kind of like a
Fancy.
yeah, it's like a nice little briefcase slash strength test machine.
Just like old times, huh, Kathrak? Best of 3?
Somebody in the
man.
chat. Oh wait, he's a barbarian. That's what you get for doubting. I'm
So
gonna win.
this guy opens up this makeshift metal table and puts his elbow on it, and the thing creaks as he puts his elbow on it. It does not seem super sturdy, but he goes, "It's what we have. There's no, there's no other tables here that are suitable for this."
Wait, I can rage beforehand?
Yeah, of course
Sure.
you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna rage.
All right, give me a second. While I'm doing this, are you guys talking about anything together? Discussing anything? Are you guys gonna try and wager?
Can I talk to the guy, the clown? Can I talk to the clown?
Yeah. Absolutely.
What's his name?
Nito. Neato.
Nito.
Like Nito, man.
Nito.
Yeah.
Hey, Nito.
No burrito.
Hey,
yes,
Nito.
Yes. How can I
Your
help you?
accent, I love it. It's familiar, but also rare in my experience. Where are you from?
He says, I am from.
That's okay. Take your time.
He says, I'm from Ashengate. Ashengate. Go ahead and roll me a history check.
Ashengate.
Very interesting.
Yes. Ashengate.
Yeah, you're not sure. It's you've heard the name before. You're not sure what you've heard about it. Oh no, Bunny died.
No. Unlucky.
Okay, guys. Let me.
Hey.
Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. I'll make sure to cut this out here in a second. So let me see if I have. Do I have? No, I don't have an overlay with the right shit. Fuck.
Oh,
She's back.
she's back.
Hey,
All good.
she's back.
The
All
Wi-Fi
right.
went down, so I'm just using my data now.
Oh, you're good. Thank you. All right, so we switch these up. Is that better? Nope. Then I need to switch those two, and then these two. And I think we got it. All right, perfect. Okay, so as you are thinking about where he's from, you recognize the name because it's a place that's over near where you're at, where you're from, Pox, but it's not a place you've ever been, and it's not a place that gets talked about much where you're from. So you recognize the name, but it's...
Do we know where Bear was from?
You're not sure. You never asked him.
Never asked him.
Dang. Do you know Nito? Have you ever heard of have you ever heard of a man named Bear?
There are many men named Bear where I'm from.
Fair enough.
Shit, you know what his family sword was from that one episode because he had a name for it. Remember?
What was the sword?
He called it like Galachka or something. I don't remember.
Do you know of the bear who wields the Galachka?
Not something that is familiar to me. But the name sounds like something from my area of the world. Is this someone you know? There's not.
It was. What do you do in the circus?
I am a clown, and I do a lot of lifting and background setting up of the shows. But
If you were to get hurt, like accidentally, that would probably mess up the shows a lot, wouldn't it?
yes, they would need the muscle.
I'm not a gambling person, but look, Kathrak is strong, and I'm sure you're strong. But any human, anybody could get hurt doing something as silly as this. I mean, even you said you're not a gambling person. You're not a gambling man.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say we just save everybody that hurt and just we'll see you at the circus tomorrow night. I'd love to see you perform, and I would hate to see anything bad happen to you and anything bad to happen to my friend, because honestly, he's a little baby. I just don't want him to get hurt.
Oh my god.
I
Hey,
think
don't
you
try to
mis-
fix the fight on my behalf.
I think you mistake the kind of person that I am. I don't know what you think of me or about this person that you have met before, but I am not them. And I am a man of my world, a man of honor. So, I tell you this now.
You're an idiot. I walk away. I walk away. I'm out. I'm out. I wait outside.
Hey,
I'm out.
Hey,
I'm out.
Nito.
I'm
Hey,
out.
Nito.
I walk home. I'm going home. Going to bed.
Speaking of men of honor, is your buddy over there? And I point to the halfling or whatever, and I point to him. Is your buddy over there? Is he a man of honor too?
Him? What are you, boss? You man of honor? And he goes, whatever the day calls for, I guess.
So all right, bossy boy, I'll take you up on your 10 credit bet. All right, just you and me. I got 10 credits on Kathrak over here.
All right, sure. 10 credits it is. I got one of the That's fine. Sure. Why not? 10 credits. I won't make you pay more for making me wait. Kind of size.
Wow, damn, he's really you're really confident, huh? We can amp it up. I'm down to play your game, buddy.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
You're down to play my game.
Oh, I got plenty of money, buddy.
All right, how about this? If your guy loses, you got to pay for premium tickets to the circus tomorrow.
How much are premium tickets?
2 credits. Pop.
Okay. And what if you're
Wait, what does premium get you?
Gets you into a couple of the shows for free.
And what if your guy loses?
If my guy loses, what do you want?
If your guy loses, we all get those premium tickets for free.
You got it. Easy. I'm the ringleader of the show. So
perfect.
I own the place.
Oh, what's your name? What's your name?
Pix.
Pix.
Pix. And what about you, cocky ass?
They call me Jerome.
Jerome.
The gnome.
Well, I can tell you're a gnome. You don't need to add it afterwards.
It's just my name.
Your last name's the gnome?
Yep.
Wow. That's unfortunate. Your parents must have fucking hated you.
I don't remember my parents, but thanks for asking.
He kind of laughs and he says, "Oh man, can you imagine if my name was Pix the Halfling? That's my last name, the Halfling." He kind of laughs a little bit.
He's got you there, Jerome.
Hey, Jerome,
What's wrong with the last name of the halfling? That's
then
my
Jerome
last
goes,
name.
And the Jerome whispers to Zim, that name sounds kind of badass. You should change your name to that, Zim.
Yeah, he says, "Well, you got a pretty interesting voice there for a halfling. I've never heard anyone like you before."
I've heard it's very soothing.
I don't know about soothing, more like gives me the fucking heebie-jeebies.
He's just built different.
What do you guys say we get the show on the road?
Yeah, fine. Hey. He kind of kicks the dude on the ground. He says, "If you bring us some drinks from the tavern, and I'll let your debt go. But if you don't come back, I'm coming looking for you." And the guy's like doing some math in his head. He's like, "You all want drinks? All of you?"
All of us. Jerome goes. I'll just say all of us, and I don't even look at him. Like I just expect him to come back.
He says, "Well, that's 3 less gold than I had to pay." All right, fine. He stands up and heads out from the rec center. Little beaten and battered. Not too bad. As you rage.
Posh cham.
Also,
Also, Commander, your music's not on, just an FYI.
Yeah, I know. I don't have any music on at the moment.
Okay.
All right. So a second here. All right, yeah. So as you rage, you watch as Nito, who's sitting at the table with you, he notices you kind of going into that rage. He notices it because it's pretty obvious when your muscles bulk up and your eyes kind of flare up a little bit, and your fur gets a little bit redder. Bristled and redder because your skin is heating up from the rage. So he notices, and he says, You're taking this very seriously.
Why not? We want those premium tickets.
Why not indeed? Sure. I hope you don't mind if I take this seriously too.
By all means.
As you're sitting
Verified
there.
is all I ask for.
Ooh, nice. Okay. All right.
Don't lose again, Kathrak, I swear.
The dude pulls out a gun.
Just fucking shoots you.
I also take this serious.
I can do some. I can do cool things too.
All right. So he says, all right, then I will take this seriously. And he leans forward, and as he does, his clown suit that he's wearing it starts kind of like rustling in the wind, almost like there's a breeze on him, but you're not sure. You don't see any way for there to be one. And you watch some of the makeup on his face is starting to like melt a little bit from the heat that's coming off of his body, as he is going to rage as well.
Damn.
As
I was
he
hoping
does-
this.
Tell me I was gonna be fighting
I was hoping this
Goku.
guy. I was hoping he wouldn't have rage this time. Damn.
So
You
as he
always find the
does, yeah, I mean, the arm wrestle people are going to be the ones that are like, big dudes. And this guy himself, as he is raging, you start noticing some interesting things around him. Everyone does. They're not very well hidden. As these creatures start appearing around him, they are sort of see-through and walking on two legs as they start circling the table. They look like ghosts as he begins to rage. And he says, don't mind them. They are my ancestors that are watching over me. So this is a type of barbarian called the Path of the Ancestral Guardian. So he is a type of barbarian that when he rages, he can cause like ancestral spirit warriors and things to attack the person and all kinds of other stuff. He's choosing not to have them attack you. They are just standing around, but they look a lot like him in terms of size. Obviously, none of them are wearing clown makeup, but you see a lot of large humans standing around with big swords, big weapons, and they're kind of leaning on them a little bit and surrounding the table like boom, 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 boom. There's like 6 of them.
Jerome walks up to the hot girl. One of them's got to be a hot female. Come on.
Hot
Why
female
does this
ghost?
have to happen right now, Jerome?
Okay, sorry. Never mind.
The heat of the battle, he's powering up. He's going Super Saiyan. Jerome heads over to talk to the hot lady. Not the time, Jerome.
Okay. I'm joking. I'm joking.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I'm sorry. I had to. I'm sorry.
All right. So the people around start kind of chanting. The people around the table, like the ghosts, start chanting as they start like banging their weapons against the ground, and they start making like a ooh, 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 ooh. And it's kind of got like a beat to it. It sounds kind of like a tribal beat. And all these people are watching, but keeping their distance from the table. And they're letting you guys. I mean, if you want, you can walk between them. But they're just kind of like a ghostly wall that's around this fight that's happening right now.
Jerome like vibing to the beat. Yeah, we're about to arm wrestle. Yeah, Kothrak's about to win. Yeah, he's gonna make Nito his din. Yeah, we about to get free tickets. What's up? Yeah, that's just.
All right. Like,
Ziv is just gonna face
somebody
palm.
just like gag Jerome really quick.
All right. So, Kathrak, as you sit down at the table, go ahead and roll me a athletics check with advantage against Nito the Clown as you clasp hands together. It's gonna be a rough first round. That's even without advantage. Let me roll with advantage. Okay. Kind of hard to see the number on these dice. All right. So, with a 21, he also rolls a 21. So, that's why I said it was going to be hard to beat. So, he rolled a 17 plus 4. So, he is clasping onto your hand, and you guys are at a stalemate right now. As the table underneath you that's made of metal is creaking.
And Jerome, I still have my cannon, right? Or no? But,
You do not have your cannon at the moment, no.
oh damn, I was gonna have it support the table, but could I build something to support the table?
Probably not in
I've
this
got-
amount of time.
Or all right, let me just give me one really quick second because I have a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna pull out a.
He didn't
I'm
say
gonna
the table is breaking, just an FYI.
I know, but it's creaking, so I want to like support it because I don't want them to break the
I
table.
don't know if it matters.
Okay, fine, then just continue.
All right. Another athletics check, please. Advantage. You can hit shift and click on it, and it should roll with advantage.
There you go. Nice roll.
Oh, posture. Oh, that's
Okay.
money, dude. That is money.
He rolled a 21. Again, 25. So, you are bringing his fist down to the table. It is
Let's go.
slowly
Yes, sir.
about to hit the edge of the table, but he is just
Yes, sir.
holding it off the table. I want you to roll another athletics check with advantage. He's going to roll without advantage.
Bring it home, Kithrak!
You rolled a 1 on dice. It doesn't matter what you roll unless you rolled 2 ones.
Bring it home, Kithrak!
Man, I must
you
have
rolled a
just
20.
broke his damn arm.
Yeah,
So-
you must have destroyed him.
You pull his arm as he's beginning to give way. You slam his arm down and you do bust the table,
Yo!
snapping the
Slam
table in
desk!
half. He
You bang!
he
Now
takes
fart.
his hand and he waves it a few times and he goes, "Holy shit, man!" And as he does, he looks over at his table and then he looks over at his boss and he goes, "I'm not sure I can beat this guy." And the boss goes, "Oh, you're going for round 2. Let's go." And he walks over to the table and he casts mending on the table and fixes the table, leans it back up.
All right. Oh, damn.
A boss after my own heart.
The ancestors are all looking on in awe, and you hear one of them go, "James,
No.
you better step it up, James."
Ancestors are pissed.
And you clasp hands once again. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check with advantage.
Okay.
24. The natural 20 for him on advantage for this first one.
Oh no.
You got a 21. So he is clasping onto your hand. This time he's got a little bit of effort behind him as his ancestors are chanting his name. James, 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 James.
Sucks! Sucks! Sucks!
Roll me a performance check, Jerome.
Come on, come
As
on.
he is pulling your hand down, go ahead and give me another athletics check with advantage.
That's a good roll.
Nice, nice.
23 this time with a 19.
Nice!
25.
Okay.
Plus
You
a
begin-
17 performance from Jerome.
Okay, so you begin bringing his hand back up to the middle. You guys are now back at your stalemate. Go ahead and roll again. This
Come
time
on,
he's not
dude.
going to roll with advantage. He gets 18.
Come on, dude.
Am I rolling with advantage still?
You are. He's not because Jerome rolled a...
Let's go, Kithrak!
Nice. Okay, so now you're bringing him down. You've pushed him back over to the other side. Go ahead and roll again.
Bring it home! Bring
He's
it
gonna roll
home,
with advantage
Kithrak!
again.
Bring it home! Oh, this one's gonna be tight.
He rolled a 16.
Yes!
All right. So, as you bring his fist down, the table creaks. The crowd goes silent. The ancestors are screaming until they finally see his palm or the back of his hand touch the table. And they all stop and the ancestors disappear from around
Shame.
him. And he sits there staring at his hand as you let it go. And he's kind of staring at his hand and he goes, Shit. He looks up at you. This guy is he's pretty intimidating looking. Even with his clown makeup on, he's pretty scary looking. And
I mean, you
huge.
said he was kind of like sweating some of the makeup
Yeah.
off, so it probably has this like creepy looking drippy drop.
Yeah, exactly. And he's got these, so in his normal makeup that he's wearing, so it's bleach white with a red nose, and then he's got black stripes that go down across his eyes, like across the front of them. And those black stripes have kind of dripped down into these like black streaks that go down to his chin. And he leans forward and he puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, "That was not bad. I think that's worth admission to the carnival. You almost popped my fucking shoulder out of the socket." And he kind of like takes his shoulder and he pops it a little bit. It gives like a pop, but not like a back in place, just like it was stiff. And the ringleader, Pix, says, "Well, Nito, that sucks." And he says, "You don't lose very often, so I'm not going to take it out of your paycheck. Come on, let's go. And we got to go find that guy. It seems like he ran off."
Hey, thanks for the 10 credits, Pix.
Before he leaves, I want to have like I want to extend my arm to do like a bro clasp and say, "That was sick. Your ancestors should be proud of you."
Okay. Yeah. As you kind of go for the bro clasp, he does it, and he puts his hand on your arm and brings you in for a bro, clasp.
Another
like that.
bromance, baby. That's
And
what it's all about.
He says, "You are a warrior. You are. I can see it in you. You are
Yes, sir.
a strange furry warrior, but a warrior nonetheless."
Okay, we didn't have to use that word.
What furry? You're a furry. You are a furry.
I'm not a furry. I am a Leonin.
You are Catman.
I'm not a cat boy.
You are Catkin.
Oh my! All right. At this point, you do get all the formalities out of the way, and I'm like, all right, see you tomorrow.
He says, "All right, yes, Pix, you will let them into the carnival, or do I need to greet them?" And Pix says, "No, I'll greet them. Hey, you got work to do."
I don't want to hear it, chat.
All right, let's go. And you got the table. Let's go. And they fold up the strength checker, and they head out. That guy never came back with your drinks. So,
F.
with that, you guys are now in the rec center, and you have an idea that carnival guy is going to get you your credits eventually. You're just not
Wait,
sure when.
I thought I already got the credits. I already told him.
No, he has not given them to you yet, but you have a pretty good idea that he was telling the truth, that he's a man of his word. So you probably need to wait. You probably need to wait until he's got a way to give them to you.
He's also meeting us tomorrow too.
Right.
He said.
Yeah. Let me remove them really quick. All right.
Okay. So they both leave out of sight. You hear them talking. The last little bit of the conversation that you hear is, "Well, we're gonna have to make some extra money tomorrow. Want to make some of that back. Free tickets ain't cheap." And Nito says, "Yes, I know. It's not my fault. Ancestors made me nervous." And that's like the last thing you hear. All right. So you guys are in the rec center alone. What you up to?
Now can we
As
all
for
go
me-
back to
I
sleep?
guess I'm
a bit
down to
tired
go
after
back.
all that.
I guess it's time to go to sleep.
Well, yeah, we got a big day tomorrow. We got to go to check out what the circus is about.
Okay. All right. So you guys head out and finish up your night by heading back to the tavern. That guy who said he was going to go get you drinks is not in the tavern. He's nowhere to be found. So unsure. But as you get back there, the Dragonborn is kind of closing up shop for the night. Seems like most people have left. The last person that's there is the red-skinned Dragonborn female, who is now leaned forward on the table, and she kind of has her hand on her head, and she's reading this book real close now. Her cigarette is dimly smoking in the ashtray. She looks just frustrated for some reason, but you're unsure why. And she looks up at you guys as you walk in, and then looks back to her book. She says, "All right, I'm heading out." And the bartender says, "Hey, okay, no problem. See you later, Jacqueline."
Excuse me, Jacqueline, was that your name?
She's closing up her book, putting it into a little pack, stands up, gets her cigarette out of the ashtray, blows on it a little bit and lights it again, puts it back in between her lips, and she says, "Yeah, what's up?"
I was just curious what book you were reading. You seem very enthralled with it.
Yeah, none of your business, pal. Anything else?
No, not really. I just wanted to know the book.
Jerome just goes, "Damn, step on me."
I just wanted to know the book. I didn't know people were so rude.
Yeah, well, I don't ask you what you were doing. What were you doing tonight, huh? Yeah, it doesn't
We
matter.
went
I don't care. She leaves.
And like while she's leaving the door, I'll be like, "Damn, dude, bitchy woman like that can step on me any day." I wonder if she hears that.
Bartender laughs. I'll roll her a perception check.
Oh, posh chap.
She rolled a 2.
Ah, damn it.
So, yep, she heads on out. So, you guys are back in the tavern. You head up to your rooms. You go to sleep. Go ahead and do your long rest. Everybody take a long rest. Regain your rages and any spells that you've cast.
Oh, I can change my spells around too.
I have completed the long rest.
All right.
Experienced something weird today living in Oregon, by the way.
What's that?
So it's been overcast almost the entire time I've been here. And then I was taking a shower today and I noticed some weird phenomenon. And I was like, oh, the sun's out. But it was only for like an hour. Because I could see it peeking through the windows. And I was like, oh, that's weird. I forgot that natural light is a thing. It's only been a week.
Wow.
Yeah, the Midwest is like that all the time.
It's
That's
so
That's like dream weather to me.
overcast
I
here.
love
and
that.
I like it. It's fun. It's raining really heavy right now. I like it a lot, but I already bought vitamin D pills on Amazon because I mean I already don't go outside, but you know, on the rare occasion that I do, I'm not even gonna get any sun.
Last thing that you guys notice before bed is Solus is outside the tavern, and he is like practicing with his leg. So he's like hopping over hay bales and just kind of like running around. And people are seeming to leave him alone, especially this late at night. But he's just he's using his leg and getting used to it, getting really used to it. He's walked all this way on it as well, so he's getting just really used to it. Seems like the person who helped you did a really nice job.
Oh, wow. So proud. Love that.
So, he's going to sleep outside. The rest of you guys go ahead and up to your rooms and sleep. And the night comes to a close. As you wake up in the morning, you hear the faint noises of a carnival in the distance. You hear some laughter, some kind of loud machine noises, but for the most part, seems like it's about 8 or 9 in the morning, and it looks like they're just getting started up with the carnival. So, you guys wake up, and do you want to do anything specific for food as you wake up? Do you guys want to talk before you go over to the carnival? This is like your chance to kind of role play a little bit before you go, decide what you want to do, all that good stuff.
Should we eat at the carnival or should we eat here?
I was thinking we'd eat here and then go to the carnival, but
We can ask.
What if they have like
We can ask
something like
if anyone
exotic
knows, like, if
there?
the
What if they
carnival
have
has any
something
good
like
food.
really nice?
Hey, I'm thinking, I mean, we
They
got
have probably like cakes, maybe.
free tickets to the carnival. We might as well support them and pay for a little bit of their food. there, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I agree with that.
okay. How long are we
Down for a
staying
hot
here,
dog
by
on
the
a
way, in
stick,
this
even
town?
though I
Oh,
don't know what that
you
is.
won the thing last night?
Yeah.
No, good hustle.
hmm So
How long are we staying in this town?
I
Are we
got
leaving
back safe and went
tonight?
to bed early. Thanks for asking. I had a fine night.
So
Figured when I came
you
on you
left
there.
when I was doing this. Did you want to do
Well, you didn't say
something?
anything. You just kind of went to bed. So
I didn't want to wake you. So
no, it's fine, Nara. It's whatever.
yeah. Okay.
You woke
Fox,
me anyway,
did you want to do
so-
anything?
For wait, Like right
on your
now?
way home at the night.
Oh,
like
no,
we can
no.
retroactively
No.
do it. It's not a big deal.
No, it's all
Did
good.
you want to
No,
get
I
yourself
wasn't
killed or
actually
something?
No, my character was just. I was
okay.
role playing complete. Yeah, man, I'm playing the character, dude. I'm not
Understood.
bitching that I didn't get to do anything. My character is just being bitchy in the
Left in the
Got it.
left before the thing. Yeah.
Got it.
It's a
okay.
bit.
I
It's
just-
a bit. It's
Okay.
a
I just
bit.
didn't want to wake
Hey.
you. I
That's
just
the
didn't
thing,
wanna
though,
wake
is like if you tell me like your character's leaving a place, if you want to do something, I just want to
Yeah.
make sure everyone knows that you can tell me like, hey,
Yeah.
now that I've left this place, can I do something before we go to bed, like or whatever. If there's something you want to do, make sure you tell me, okay? All right, no problem. So, as you guys wake up, you have your conversation about what you want to do in the morning, and decide that you want to bring a little bit of extra cash or money to the fair. Is that right? Is that kind of what I picked up, or no?
I mean, we're kind of just talking about it. How long are we staying in town?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
kind
that
of
was
an
the-
important factor.
That was the question.
I don't know. I
Are we
mean,
leaving
I don't
tonight?
honestly. I have no idea what our plans are. I'm just.
Your
I
plan
mean, that's
is
why
to
I
head
kind
to
of want to talk
Drudgemore.
about it.
That's like your character's plans, but you can change
Going to
that.
trudge more.
I'm just making sure we want, like, after we get done with the carnival, depending on what time, are we leaving today? Let's not all speak at once.
I don't know.
I
You just play it by ear.
I don't know. I figured this would be a 1-day thing, and then we move out.
You think?
Probably,
I guess.
unless something crazy happens.
I mean, it's all good to take breaks and all, but we do have, matters of semi-importance.
Got a point.
I guess. I just don't think he's going anywhere.
I mean, that's untrue, but some of us don't live 500 plus years.
Damn, that was kind of backhand.
That was a little, unexpected.
Okay, well, let's go to the carnival then.
Do it.
All right. So give me just a moment here. Actually, I'll do that later. No problem. Okay. So with that, you guys head over to the carnival. And as you approach, the ambient noises of the carnival come into you. All right. So, the carnival is lively. The people here are pretty much enjoying the shit out of it. And it's just starting up for the day. So, it's already pretty exciting. As you're approaching, you see a line of people that are waiting to get in. Looks like maybe 20 people long. And a lot of them are coming off the walking trail. And some of them are coming from town where you're at. But a lot of them are kind of coming off the walking trail and stopping here probably on their way through town. So, it looks like medium-sized carnival, not super huge, not super small. And what you can see just from outside is a very large tent that makes up the center of the carnival. Then around the edges, you see some small machinery that looks like there are children riding on them. And they are called carnival rides. You see there's lines of people waiting for those. You smell fried foods and funnel cakes, corn dogs, food that it smells very good to most of you. Not everyone, but to most of you. You hear Solus's stomach growling as he smells it.
What is that smell? I've never
I made the right
smelled this
decision.
before.
So.
What is that?
Yeah.
All right.
It smells like heaven.
And you see at the front of the line, the person who's letting people in is Pix. But he looks a little different. He is still the same size, still has the frilly shirt on, but this time he's wearing a tuxedo over the frilly shirt. And he's holding a cane with a crystal at the end of it. And he's wearing makeup that looks like a skull painted onto his face. Like a sugar skull from like the Day of the Dead. Kind of looks like that. And he is letting people in. He says, "Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome." And he's got one of those administration boxes that he's scanning over people's cards to take their money.
I guess we just wait in line until we get there.
Anyone want to do anything in
That sounds
particular
wrong.
before you get in line or anything like that? I want to make sure everyone gets a chance to say their piece before we move forward with anything.
Looks like we're all just ready to look at the carnival. Looks like everyone's pretty excited. So
It takes me a while to wake up, so I'm kind of.
I don't know about you guys, but I am going straight for whatever the heck that food is. That is all I'm telling you.
I think we're all hungry, so we probably just want to get in line and make our way towards the food.
Maybe these premium tickets include meals. We should ask.
Do we have premium tickets? I thought we had basic.
No,
we're
we got
getting-
You'll
premium.
get premium tickets
We're
when you
going
get up
to
there.
get premium.
Oh,
Yeah, we popped
nice.
off.
I was about to pay for everyone premium.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So, as you guys reach the front of the line, Pick says, "Hey, there you are. Hey, here you go." And he says, "Jerome, hold out your card."
I hold out the card.
Okay, he swipes the administration box over it and adds 10 credits to your card.
Hey, a
And
man of
then-
your word. I love that. I love it.
Of course, yes, of course. And the rest of you, here are your premium tickets for the day. These will last you the whole day. Come in and out of the carnival at will. And this will also let you into 2 of the shows, the acrobatic show and the fire wheel show.
So, I'm just wondering, but do these premium tickets include food as well?
They do not know. Food is separate.
Hey, that's all good. I'm taking those 10 credits you gave us, and we're gonna spend that on some delicious food here anyway. So
Hey,
it's all
absolutely.
good. Thanks to you, buddy.
Of course. I highly recommend the corn dogs. That's our specialty. We actually make a little mini corn dog basket that's really good.
Corn dogs? You guys eat dogs?
No dogs. No, you never heard of a hot dog before? You haven't.
Oh, a hot. Yep, I totally know what a hot dog
Is it a dog that's hot?
You city folk probably are used to eating avocado toast and whatever else. I don't know what you city folk eat, but out here we eat carnival food like corn dogs and funnel cakes and mini chocolate chip cookies that come in a bucket.
Cookie. Jerome just hears cookies. Good enough. For me.
Literally nothing healthy out
Can I
here.
have
You
a
literally
cookie?
can. What'd you say? Funny?
Can I have a cookie? Is that okay?
He's
A
like,
woo, a
he's
woo.
like, of course. They've got plenty of cookies. You can buy
Okay,
them off the
thank you.
vendors. Yeah. So he,
Okay.
yeah, he kind of points with his cane towards these different vendors that are selling the different things he's talking about. And the tickets that he's giving you are actually wristbands. So he asks you to hold out your wrist, and he slaps these wristbands on him. And they're like those classic like 90s slap wrist things. He
Okay.
slaps them on.
Oh, cool.
It does not seem magical or untrustworthy. It's like a piece of plastic that wraps around your wrist. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I think I'm gonna go eat a hot dog. I don't mind eating dog. I've eaten it before.
A hot-
I'm gonna walk
long
over to the
as
hot
you're
dog
not
stand.
eating
It's
cat
made of
around
pig.
me.
It's made of pig. Okay. So, as you guys head into the carnival, the noise grows louder as the place kind of livens up. You see a magician that's doing street tricks out in the middle of this carnival that's surrounded by people who are eating their fried foods. You immediately walk towards the hot dog and funnel cake stands, which are right next to each other. Corn dog and funnel cake stands, I should say. And you see that they are breading meat and dropping it into oil and frying it.
Interesting.
So this is something that's somewhat new to you. You might have heard of something like this before, but never in this capacity before. And it smells very sweet, like there's some sugar involved as well. A lot of kids eating these mini corn dogs, and parents are eating big turkey legs, like big turkey legs that come from the turkey. What the fuck am I saying? They're a big smoked turkey leg, okay? They're eating those. Okay, it's a carnival. And Bunny, your character Isabella, sees some people holding on to some buckets of chocolate chip cookies. And you see where they're coming from as well, which is just a chocolate chip cookie stand.
I sprint full speed toward the stand, knocking patrons out of the way.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so people are grabbing food. If you're getting anything to eat, everything is 1 credit. So if you want a corn dog, credit. Funnel cake, credit. Bucket of cookies, credit. Okay? So
One
mark it off
credit?
your list, yeah.
1 credit to get in and 1 credit for
I'm
the
getting
food?
one of each.
There's so many cookies.
This is how carnivals and fairs make money.
Yeah.
They charge a lot for
I'm so
the
excited.
extra
I
stuff.
want cookies, and I'm also gonna get popcorn.
He nods.
Thank you.
Yep, he takes your credits from you and gives you a nice big plastic bucket full of mini chocolate chip cookies.
I'll
And then
take
what
one.
else did you want? A coffee? Is that what you said?
She said popcorn.
Popcorn, please.
Oh, popcorn. Yeah, he makes you popcorn. Absolutely. Yeah, same place.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take one funnel cake and that's it.
Okay.
Hey, Nara, you think you'd be able to snag me one of those corn dogs? I don't
Heck
have
yeah.
credits.
Are you sure you don't want a turkey leg?
You know what? You've convinced me.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get
have a way
4
with words, and you've convinced me.
4 turkey legs, 2 for Solus. Do you want 2 or 1?
I think I'll do one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'm a
All
lean
right.
guy.
4 turkey legs.
So mark 2 credits off Bunny's sheet, 4 credits off Whiptrax's sheet, 1 credit off Jerome's sheet, 1 off Blake's, I'm assuming?
4 off
Okay.
Blake's.
What are you getting?
I got one of everything.
Okay, nice.
I'm gonna come back with the breaded dogs just like shoved in my mouth. Like,
Guys, these breaded dogs are delicious.
And Pox, you getting anything?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Fair
no.
enough. So yeah, nothing super healthy here to eat, and very intoxicating. The smell is very good. And yeah, you guys eat your food, and you fall immediately in love with it. Not in any crazy way other than it just tastes really fucking good. And this might be the first fair that any of you guys have ever been to like this. You guys have all had turkey legs before. Those are pretty standard. They're big roasted turkey legs.
How many channel points would we have to donate in order for Jerome to try to fuck a turkey leg? Like on a scale of
That's not happening.
Put it in his ass.
100,000.
I'm literally not that desperate.
how many gifted subs do we have to get to?
100,000.
Okay, now we're talking.
All right. So you guys finish up your food, eating it, and walking to the different places. What would you like to do? So let me describe kind of the map of the carnival to you. So in the center of the carnival is the big top, which is the large tent that is red and white striped all the way around. Classic carnival tent. A lot of noise coming from in there. Then on the outer edges, you have the rides. So you have the tilt-a-whirl. You have a Ferris wheel, which is the tallest of all the rides, and you have a like a teacups type ride, and bumper cars. Bumper cars is the last one. Bumper cars is not really, I wouldn't consider it a ride, more of an attraction. So you go over there, and there are people that are on these cars. You notice the cars have like a little antenna sticking out that's rubbing across the top of the cage that they're all going around in, and you're seeing that they're being powered by these electrical currents that are coming down from the ceiling.
It's at this point that I kind of nudge Jerome, and I'm like, you should take notes on these things, and maybe we could build some of them to get around quicker. But obviously that's not
Jerome
really the
studies
case.
them.
Jerome studies them.
Oh, I like how I said that in third person. I'm just like, sorry.
Roll me an intelligence check.
All right. Intelligence? Where's that? Oh, there it is.
Well, see, because Kathrak wouldn't understand that they need
I wonder if I could.
electricity to work.
I wonder if I could find these blueprints.
You see how they work, and you realize that these particular little vehicles that they're driving around in and bumping into each other would not be able to be used outside of this cage. They are powered by an electrical current that's running through the top of the cage.
Well, Kathrak, let me tell you something very, very intriguing about this specific
Kathrak's already
vehicle.
distracted by the next event. He
Yep.
forgot.
So there are...
Kathrak's brain is kind of
Okay.
everywhere.
Jerome
There's
just
a-
like it's Donald.
Kind of, yeah, exactly.
You started talking, and then you looked over, and I was.
And then I'm just like, okay.
Lost in the crowd. So as for games, there's a ring toss game. There is a water gun shooting game where you have to shoot the water gun and blow up the balloon. And then there is a the strength game, with the big hammer, the strength checking game. And people are in line for all of them. At the strength game is Nito standing there handing people the large mallet that they use to slam onto the strength check.
Can we roll a perception on the prizes for the games?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. Anyone who wants to look.
Jerome, looking at to see if there's any prizes worth winning, you know?
Got a perception from Nara, perception from Jerome. Anyone else want to roll?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna roll.
Wow. Look at these rolls. Holy shit. These perception checks are so pointless too, and you're rolling so well.
I know.
It feels
That's okay.
bad, man.
Hey, I mean, if it's
I'll
a
give you
nat
some
20,
extra stuff.
there might be like a bonus, you know?
Yeah, I'll get you some extra stuff here.
Maybe there's some shady dealings going on around.
Yeah, maybe there's like a speakeasy. Maybe there's
I
like
have done stuff at a carnival. They are pretty interesting.
Wait, what?
I worked at a carnival
Gosh
When I
dang it.
was-
What just happened?
when I was younger. When I
Yeah.
owned a hot dog cart.
No cap. When I was in middle school, we literally walked like I was with a group and we like found like this back door that had like a bunch of gigantic mega prizes. Like once, like one of the games.
What happened? Fuck.
And I know one of us in that group like took like this giant pickle. And so now someone owns a giant pickle.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was,
I want a giant
it was
pickle.
at a Six Flags. Good
I
time.
accidentally hit the minimize button on my Zoom call, and you guys, like, we're still all here, but my overlay's not picking you guys up anymore.
Go to your reopen Zoom so it's fully open. Go to your OBS and click off of Zoom, and then click back on it on the scene. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, there we go.
Yo.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
There we go.
Oni-chan.
All right, we're back.
Yahoo.
So one more time, what were you guys doing? You were looking
did the
around
perception.
for the prizes. So first, I'll describe those. With your combined rolls, you guys looked around really well. Okay, so you can see pretty much everything. The coolest prizes are a life-sized teddy bear the size of an actual grizzly bear. Okay, coolest thing ever. Also could probably fit a human inside of it. The next coolest thing is some kind of contraption, some kind of machine that is used in a game of some kind. You're not sure, but it's spinning around, and it's got these little things that hang off the edges of it, and you're unsure what it is. You might need to ask, but you see it as a prize.
Beyblades?
It kind of looks like a large Beyblade that's spinning around, yeah. But it's got like wires that are hanging off the edges of it. You notice that most of the prizes are stuffed animals of any kind that you want. So like any creature you can think of that is like a regular creature. You notice that there are some like bracelets, necklaces, that kind of thing. But for the most part, it's big stuffed animals, small contraptions, so things like ping pong ball or ping pong paddles and that kind of stuff. Anything you can think of for a classic carnival prize, you find here at this place. The only two things that stand out are the really large teddy bear and the weird little machine that spins.
Thrak. Hey, Kathrak.
Yo, what's good?
I got an idea. You see that big giant grizzly bear that's the size of a human?
Yeah, the one that's bigger than you? Yeah, I see it.
If we win that, I've got a special skill that can put mouths on objects. We can have a talking grizzly bear.
That's true.
Oh. Okay, that's not where my brain first went.
Talking grizzly bear, huh? Sure, Jerome, that's what you used it for.
I kind of
fuck a bear.
kind of raise my eyebrows a little bit and go, yeah. Or it could be used as a costume.
Oh. Yeah. That works too. You know, I was, yeah, we could do that too. You know, you want to try to win it?
Yeah, what's the game that it's under?
Oh yeah, what game is it?
So there's a place that you go to turn in your tickets that has all the prizes. It's a big prize booth, so you can get them on any of the.
We have to carry this like we're walking though, you know.
Yeah, going to Dredgemore with a giant teddy bear would be kind of
Fine. Do what you want. I'm full anyways. I don't want to do anything.
Jerome, how old are you? Because I swear to God, sometimes I can't tell like what age group you're in. Are you supposed to be are you an adult or are you a child? Like,
I mean, I'm not trying to be a buzzkill, but like, if you want to carry it, I'm not helping. Carry a giant bear.
Jerome, You know what, you guys just don't want to have fun sometimes. And
I do, but like,
I'm gonna walk away.
I'm gonna
walk away.
Honestly, you know what, bud?
And I'm just gonna go back to the food stalls
You know what,
and just
bud?
hang out there.
I want to win it. We're gonna win it.
Oh, Jerome turns around. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
All right, what's the game?
All right, let's do it. Commander,
What's the
we're
game
ready.
with the bear?
There,
You
again,
gotta
you
win
can-
tickets.
You can win tickets at any of the games. So you can do ring toss, the water gun one, the strength checker. Any of those will let you win tickets, and
Hey,
then you
Kathrak.
can use those to.
Kathrak, you gotta go to the strength checker. Win that shit easy.
Because if
if
you
you-
try,
if you
I'm a little
beat-
sore from yesterday, so
You
I
could beat
can't
Nito in
guarantee
arm
anything.
wrestling, though. You could easily do it.
I'm gonna go to the shooting one.
I am a little
Okay.
sore though, Jerome. You know,
It's okay,
that was a tough match last night.
I got your back. I got your back. Let's see if I could help him out anyhow, like items or something.
I don't know if we have any like enhancement items. Probably.
No,
not.
I'm trying to find.
That'd probably be cheating too.
That's cheating.
Is that? Is it though?
Literally.
Performance
though?
enhancing.
Is it?
Pills before
Is
doing
it
the
really
strength
cheating
check.
though? I don't think it's cheating.
That's definitely cheating.
What was the question that was cheat? Like, what's cheating? Is that what?
They're trying to
wondering
find
if
some
any
sort of
enhancements you could
performance
use on me
enhancing
before.
drugs.
Ah,
before they do the strength
They want
test.
steroids.
Yes.
Well, you don't have
mean-
any.
Worst case scenario, I could rage. I doubt we'll
Could.
get into a fight at the circus, and if we do, I still have 2 more rages.
All right.
right.
So,
Can I rage for like a game? Or is that something
yeah,
that-
you'll waste it for the day, but sure. You only get 2 per day.
We'll have to see.
And if you don't hit or get hit within, I think, a minute, it goes away.
Before you play
Round.
the game though, ask him if winning this game once will be enough to get that
He's
giant
around, yeah.
teddy bear.
You can ask Nito. He'll be
Yeah.
honest with you.
All right. Hey, Nito,
Hey, there you are. Hey,
how's it going?
good morning.
It's going great. Hey, we were wondering about this game. If my buddy, if Kathrak here can hit the bell, will that get us that really cool teddy bear thing?
You probably don't want that one. It is cumbersome, and I would not want to pay for it myself.
What would you say is the best prize here at the carnival?
The best prize? Probably the flying machine. That thing's cool.
Flying machine.
The what?
The other contraption, that was the second thing Commander talked about.
Yeah, but like in terms of role playing, the what?
Yeah, it's you strap it on your back. It allows you to hover and float. The kids love it.
No
Does
way.
this work for somebody
Kathrak.
of my size or maybe somebody more Jerome size?
It is for younger, smaller.
Kathrak, you gotta win this for us, man. You gotta do this for us. If we hit this
How
bet,
many tickets does it cost?
do we get enough for that one?
Well, that one is 25,000 tickets.
And
How much
How
does
many
hitting the
how
bell-
many tickets do you get for winning a game?
100.
Oh, so we have to hit this bell.
Well, on this game, this is the easiest game.
Oh.
Is there any games we can win?
Ring toss. If you win the ring toss, you get 5,000 tickets just for winning. It is very luck based,
Okay,
though.
wait,
I mean,
who's
they
the best
cheat you on the
marksman
ring
here,
toss.
Nara?
Let me be honest. They cheat you at the ring toss. It is almost impossible to win.
I'll try it.
Is
Nara
ring toss?
though,
Is
Nara
ring
kind
toss
of pops off.
sleight of
with-
hand
with
or what?
marksmanship.
What does ring toss use? Sleight of hand or what?
You don't know yet.
Okay.
Well,
okay,
thank
I've
you
got
for
a
the,
five- I've got a
thank you for the
5 head
info.
idea
I
anyways.
think we'll keep perusing around.
Thanks, Nito. All right, let's go to
Yeah,
ring
no
toss.
problem. And if you want to come back and test your strength, I'll show you the trick. You kind of as you walk away.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I like this. I got a-
Nara, do you want to
yeah.
go check out this ring toss game?
Yeah, we can. There's also the shooting game over there that I thought we could try.
There's
Hunters-
gun shooting.
Hunter's
I'm down for
mark on
that.
ring toss sounds 5 head.
All
All
right.
let's go to
So
ring
yeah, what do you
toss.
guys want to do? Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
going
we'll
to
do
ring toss. I'm joining too because I got some.
So we're gonna
range.
swap from you guys over to Pox, Zim, and Isabella. Are you guys doing anything in particular? Anything you want to do in particular? Find out. Whatever.
Can I look around and see if there's any shady stuff
Yes.
happening at the carnival?
Okay, looking for shady stuff. What kind of shady stuff are you looking for?
Drug deals.
Okay.
Um,
Pox.
At my Christian carnival? Oh my god.
I know what carnies are like.
Pox roll. I want to look around. Pox is. I'm Pox and I'm looking around.
Okay.
What do I see?
So, you just want to roll me a perception check?
Okay.
Basic perception
What do I
check.
see?
Okay. So, with a 19 and a 20, I'll kind of give you guys what you were looking for in terms of all the knowledge that I have. So, in terms of looking around just for stuff, Pox, you notice a schedule.
Anything of interest.
Sure. You notice a schedule next to the big top opening, the opening to the big top tent. So it's got a schedule. It says in about an hour is the acrobatics show. 2 hours is the fire ring show. And in about 6 hours, when it starts getting towards like midday, they have, it says the big top is closed for a little while. And then starting back up at night until about 7 o'clock, they have a bunch of clown entertainment, stand-up comedy, open mic, just random shows that kind of lead up to the end of the night.
Pox throws their hands up in frustration. Ugh. Walks off. I don't want to hear it. Is there a grassy knoll nearby? Is there any sort of grassy? I want to walk away from the carnival. I want to walk away from the carnival right now.
Fox.
I need a moment. I need a moment, please. Okay. I walk away. I'm on a grassy hill.
As you're walking,
I throw down my. Yeah, sure. All right.
At the edge of the carnival,
I'll get through.
The two buildings you walk between to kind of leave the carnival. On your left is a big mirror funhouse, and on your right is a small water-based something. It's like it says like Pirates Cove, like water fun inside.
Is the mirror house? Does it look empty? Does it seem how bustling and hustling is the mirror house?
Doesn't look like there's a lot of people.
I would be alone, more or less, most likely.
Probably for now. It's
in.
Early in the morning, and the kids are all like. So the way it works, if you think about it, you're at the very back of the carnival, at the very, very back of it. So the crowd hasn't even gotten to you yet because they're all stopping at the games and the big top, and they haven't even gotten past the big top yet to get to this back of the carnival. I mean, the carnival just opened like an hour ago. So
fair enough. Then I'll just walk past I want to go past the mirrors. I want to be out of the carnival, away from the carnival. I look at I study the House of Mirrors and I study the Pirates Cove, but I shake my head. Neither of them are what I want right now.
Okay.
I walk off and I take my sword and I toss it. And I want to sit down. I'm
I feel like there's dramatic music playing.
Where is my demon god? What is this? I throw the sword. Forget the sword. I don't know what do you want? How do you want me to spread your name in a carnival? How do you want me to grow your power in a carnival? What do you want me to do with the sword? Cut up some balloons? I don't know what I'm doing here.
Okay. You don't get a response. Sitting out in the kind of little grassy opening next to the carnival. No response.
Typical.
You have trouble sometimes contacting your god. But I should say your deity. They're not a god. They are a deity. But the times that you have been contacted is usually when you're introspective or looking at yourself, either in a mirror or a piece of glass. Those are usually the times that your deity appears to you.
I'm looking out onto the sunset. Sunrise,
yeah.
And I don't know. I take a deep breath and I say, maybe I'm just not taking the carnival too seriously. I don't know. I pick up the sword and I walk back.
Okay.
Thinking about one of those corn dogs. The House of Mirrors catches my eye again.
As you look over at it, there's one example mirror that's outside. You know how they do. They put like an example mirror to show you what's inside. And this example mirror is waved in like an S shape. And when you're looking at it, your whole body's kind of contorted into like an S shape.
Pox kind of laughs. Pox like, stupid mirror. Ugh. Yeah.
As you're looking at it, you get that tinge in your mind of like, maybe if I just stare at this long enough, my DD's just gonna like talk to me for a second. So you stare at it for a minute, and you don't get anything visually, but you do start hearing something. You start hearing a familiar voice in their kind of Cockney British accent say, "Look at yourself. Look at yourself." As you're looking into this mirror, you're kind of distorted. And you hear that voice say, "Although I won't want much from you." I got the wrong accent. I don't know. You get it. It says, "Although I want much from you," like that, yeah. "Although I want much from you, it is alright to take a second and enjoy yourself."
But I've seen carnivals before. I've seen arm wrestling before. We've done that. We didn't travel 50 years in the future just to rehash the same stuff. What do you want me to do? The power.
Powers are not all, well, powerful. He kind of laughs, and his laugh kind of echoes in your mind. He says, "You are powerful, but you don't need to be the most powerful person in the room all the time, and you don't need to show it to everyone. These people aren't going to give a shit about you or me. None of them. None of the people at this carnival give a shit about what you have to say or what I have to say. What I want from you is I want you to follow what you want to do. Because as you do that, you will grow in strength. I want you to stop thinking about what I want. I've told you what I want.
I don't like the future.
The future
People have less time for talking. More time, they act first.
You hear this kind of pitiful laughter, just kind of like the future is not all daisies, is it? It's not very nice, is it?
Well, I didn't want to come to the future.
No, I didn't want to
thought
come
we
to
were
the
going to
future
go
either. I didn't
thought we were
want to
go on
have
an
to wait
adventure
around for 50 years for you. But we don't always
Well,
get what we want.
I didn't want to leave you waiting. Gosh, I just,
Pox.
There's not enough jokes in the future.
Then start making some jokes. Stop being so
they wouldn't
dramatic.
get it.
Your allies are powerful.
I know they're powerful, and I like that.
They will lead you to interesting things.
I want them to be that. Well, yeah, but I don't know if they want me to. I don't know if they want to lead me to interesting things.
I know what you want, Pox. You want to be amazed. You want to not be bored. And I've given you that power, haven't I? Haven't I?
Yeah, but I think I feel lonelier for it.
It's not my fault.
I know.
I've given you this power, so use it. If you want to go stab someone in the carnival right now, I would not stop you.
That wouldn't. That'd ruin somebody else's day.
Would be interesting.
Not like that. I walk away from the mirror. I gotta go get I need a corn dog.
Yeah, as you walk away,
We all do.
you hear that that just familiar kind of voice fade out of your mind as they keep saying like Pox, as you're walking away.
See you soon. I'll see you soon.
So
I rejoin the others if I can.
you walk back. Zim is kind of standing there, probably looking at the same sign that you looked at, which was the schedule for the big top, and getting an idea of that, like memorizing that so you know when those things are going to happen. And with that as well, I think you rolled a even higher check, which was what, a 20?
Yep.
Yeah, you rolled a 20. So with that, looking around for shady things, that's what you said, right? Shady things?
Like drug deals and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You hear a young kid say...
Or like cons too.
Mm-hmm. You hear a young kid say, Mommy, Mommy, I want the big teddy bear. And one of the workers who they're standing next to, the person who runs the ring toss booth, he says, oh, you probably don't want that. That thing's way too bulky. You wouldn't even be able to carry that thing. It's really just there for decoration. And the kid's like, "Aw." He's like, "But how many tickets is it?" And the carnival guy says, "How many you got?" And the kid's like, 7,000. The mom's like, "Good job." She's like giving him like a little noogie. And he says, "Yeah, that bear's probably 50,000. So good luck." So he's discouraging a child from buying it.
Yeah.
And you would have a feeling that it should not be worth more than the flying machine.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go back to them at the ring toss and also see if there's anything weird about that game that I can give them like hints on.
Sure. It looks absolutely rigged. Absolutely rigged. The bottles, the wideness of the bottles, the ones that you need to land it on, is too wide for a ring to even get around. Just barely. It's so noticeably different that with your 20, I'm telling you that you can notice that the edges of the bottle that you're supposed to fit the ring around are just too wide for the ring. Like you'd have to drop the ring on top of it perfectly for it to get on. And it would have to be like centimeter for centimeter perfectly, like millimeter for millimeter perfect.
I'm gonna let Nara know that.
Nara, those things are rigged slightly to be very hard to get on. You want to do an underhand up throw probably, and it needs to land almost exactly perfectly. Otherwise, you're not getting it on there.
Oh, okay. Jerome, are you trying it also?
Hell no.
Why? Okay. Let's just give it a go. Can I do mark of whatever I have?
Hunter's mark?
Yep. Will that do
for
anything?
the rule of cool, I'll allow it. I'll allow you to flavor-wise, I'll allow you to focus in on that bottle. I know I froze. I'll allow you to focus in on that bottle and cast a Hunter's Mark on it. So go ahead and mark off your spell slot.
Okay. It's probably a bad idea for a game, but it's fine.
I was going to have you roll with disadvantage for this, but I'll allow you to just have a straight roll. It's going to be a straight dexterity check.
Dexterity, that's it. Okay. Oh, it's not great, is it?
It should actually be pretty good for you. Yeah, it should. Should be like a +4.
It's +3.
Not great.
So yeah, with the 7, you actually get 3 ring tosses for a single credit. So you throw with a 7, misses. You get 2 more.
Oh.
4, the bottle cap just slides down the side of one of the bottles. And a 5, same thing.
Try again, Noah. Try again. I have faith in you. I'll pay for it. It's fine.
Okay.
So mark off the first credits from Nara's pool, and then I guess Zim is paying for the next one.
All right, so 3 more.
Yep, you get 3 more.
God.
9's not going to do it. 13's not going to do it. You land one of the rings on the edge of one of the yellow bottles. So there are a bunch of red bottles, and then there are 3 yellow bottles scattered throughout this this case of like 30 of them. And these 3 yellow bottles are the ones that you have to get around to win. And as your ring circles the edge of one of these yellow bottles, it rests on top of the bottle and just barely slides down the neck of it. And you land it. And the guy kind of like raises an eyebrow and he says, Okay, sure. Yeah, here you go. And he pulls out his ring of tickets and takes about, what did I say, 5,000? Yeah, 5,000 tickets. Gives them to
Okay,
you.
do it again, Nara. I have more faith in you.
Okay, you get 3 more tosses. Nope. Fail.
Go.
Ting, ting, ting.
It's hard now, but it's worth it. Go again.
Ting, ting, ting. Nothing.
You're having some bad rolls, fam. Holy Jesus.
Yeah. Do I have one more? Do I have one more roll? Is that what it was? Or did I do
it's 3
three?
and 3. Yeah, you did 3 there.
Oh, I did. Oh, yeah. I'm having bad rolls. Do not.
One more time, Nara.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm marking these off.
Okay.
There we go.
Gosh. Okay.
Ting, ting.
1.
And with the last ring, it circles around the edge of the bottle and slides off the side.
Oh, God.
Okay, this is just not fair.
So you need to roll a natural 20 to get on the bottle. And if you didn't have Hunter's Mark on this thing, it would be a disadvantage. You'd have to roll 2 20s.
Okay,
It's
one
super
more time.
rigged. It's super rigged.
Because
All right.
I'm salty.
All right. So you basically need to roll a nat 20 with your 3 rolls, or you don't get it. One more. Nope. Ding,
Okay,
ding,
well, I
ding.
guess we take the 5,000. What is the other game? The water game? How many credits is that worth? Or stamp things?
So the water
Tickets.
game is you have to fire into the bullseye and make your balloon pop, but it's a race. So the person who gets first place gets the most tickets, and then you got second and third place that get less tickets. Just
Maybe
for playing the
that's more
game, you get 100 tickets just for playing it. If you get third
Maybe-
place. Go ahead.
Maybe that's your thing, Nora. I mean, it's kind of like a bow.
Yeah, but I think that maybe like more than one person should do it.
I mean, I guess if all of us do it, we would all get tickets.
Mm-hmm.
That actually sounds kind of small.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. There are other people in this line for this game. So you would have to play together, then wait, and then play together again, and
Let's
wait
just
again.
all play separately and all win.
Up to you guys. What do you guys want to do?
That's fine. Okay. Who's going first?
I'm going to get in
Who's
line.
all there? Yeah, who's all there and wants to help with this particular game?
Yeah, I would say that I joined up.
Okay. Jerome, were you doing anything in particular at this point in time?
He was with me, so I'd assume he followed me. Unless...
I'm following Kathrak, but I'm not doing anything.
Okay.
Also, just an FYI, there's something weird about that teddy bear. They don't want people to have it. My guess is there's something a little bit weird about it.
How much is it?
Well, he lied to a kid about the price of it, so I mean, truthfully, I don't know.
All
Okay.
right.
Well, I'm
There's
gonna
yours.
wait in line. Yeah.
So the 3 of you are waiting in line. Pox, did you want to join them for this? They are gonna do the water gun game, and they're gonna try and cheat it by everyone going in separately and winning.
It's not cheating. We're
Well-
just going separate.
Right.
There's something fishy about one of the prizes that we want. So, you know.
I Eldritch Blast the teddy bear. I Eldritch Blast the teddy
Do you
bear.
really?
I Eldritch Blast it. Yes.
'Kay.
Yes.
All
Lock
right.
me up.
All right.
Lock
Go
me
ahead.
up.
And roll
I'll
your
bring it
attack.
back.
That was
Yeah,
exciting. I'm
well,
down.
with that, as the Eldritch Blast hits the teddy bear, it blows a hole in the teddy bear, okay?
Yeah.
And from that hole, like a bunch of dirty laundry comes out of that hole. So instead of being stuffed with all stuffing, it's like some stuffing and then a lot of like laundry. Shirts, pants, shorts. And you can see also kind of piling out of those pockets, because again, those clothes are now pooling in the grass from sliding out of the bear. In the pockets of those clothes are sticking out a bunch of those credit cards, like the ones that you use to put your credits on, your identity cards.
So does it look like they've been stealing cards from people?
You're unsure. You have no clue. I just told you what you see, and that's what you know.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if it was like a con that I might recognize or something like that.
You don't recognize this particular con here.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm gonna yell out in the background, like behind people, like
Those are credit cards. Are they your credit cards?
As
Whose
the guy
credit cards are those?
exactly. So yeah, as the guy kind of looks over his shoulder, back at who yells that, this keeper of the prizes. He's a fairly young-looking elf man, probably half elf actually, because his ears aren't quite as pointed. And he's pushing the prizes behind this stall, and he says, "I don't think you guys know what you're talking about." And he's kind of like sliding it behind, and the crowd is starting to talk and whisper.
Can we just cause a big commotion? So that,
Those look like stolen credit cards.
Yeah, those look stolen. Are you?
Whoa.
So one of the random people in the crowd's like, "Did you say stolen credit cards? Is that, you think that's what those are?"
Can we walk over there and see if we can like swap one?
Sure. You walk over there, and as you walk over there, Nito is walking over with his large mallet.
Uh-oh.
And he's kind of dragging the mallet behind him. And he says, "Everybody just calm down, okay? Everyone just calm down." And the whole crowd is silent as Pix is now running over as well with his cane in hand, little jewel on the end shining in the sun as he hops, skips, and jumps over. And he says, "Hey, what's going on here? What happened to my bear?" And he's kind of going over and looking at the damage done. He says, "What do you guys do this? You know you're going to have to pay for this." And you can see a small bead of drep. Wow. Holy crap, I'm having a stroke. You see a small bead of sweat going down his nose as he looks over at you guys.
Those look like stolen credit cards.
Can we
people
like
in the crowd are echoing what you're saying too. Yeah, stolen
Can we
credit,
like
yeah.
Explain.
Can we like look at the clothes and see if there's like blood and stuff on them?
Hey, those are my pants.
So
Hey.
as you're looking at the clothes, go ahead and roll me perception checks, everybody.
What is my deal?
Damn.
My God.
I'm inting.
All right, perception checks. We get.
I wasn't really paying attention anyways. This is all Wembo's the
19.
one caused the commotion.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I
Mara
think
was
they're.
thinking about the hot dog still.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Skywrite. I'm gonna cast Skywrite and write stolen cards.
Is that something you actually want to do?
Or a question mark at the end of it too. It's like,
Is that something you actually want to do?
Make
Do
it
it.
more cryptic,
For
like,
the lulz.
Guys,
like,
should I do it?
Make it more cryptic,
Yeah,
like
it's up to you.
something that says something along the lines.
What's with
of,
these cards?
The truth is finally revealed, or something. Super.
Wait, we could
cryptic.
use this to our advantage. Hold on. What do you guys want to put up there? We could put like
It's your thing though. Like we can't really discuss
be
it.
honest. Be honest.
No, you
Live,
need to be
laugh,
more
love.
direct. Be more direct.
Tell the truth.
So what are you putting in the sky?
In the sky, it's gonna read "Tell the truth," but I'm
Okay.
not gonna make any. Not gonna make any sign. I'm gonna put it right where, like, if Pix were to look up, he would notice it.
Okay. So as you point your finger to the sky, the clouds that are already in the sky begin to form in the shape of your letters that you pointed towards. And the words remain written there for quite a while, I think. Up to an hour. And they say tell the truth.
Pix.
So tell the truth Pix, is that what it says?
No, I was gonna say tell the truth.
Okay. So as you guys are watching, Pix does kind of look up at the sky, and he bites his lower lip, and as he's looking down at the carny who is sweeping up all of the clothes and cards, he says, "All right, fine. Carnival's closed. Everybody out. Let's go." And
Whoa.
Nito starts slamming his hammer on his hand, and a lot of the crowd starts dispersing.
What the hell?
I'm gonna follow
Nito.
the crowd.
you said you were a man of honor.
You're following the crowd?
Nito, he says, "I am a man of honor, and
Explain this.
it is not something I want to explain in front of a crowd."
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll wait.
Oh
enough.
damn!
So as the people start leaving, word is starting to spread that they have stolen cards and that the carnival is some kind of scam and they're somehow getting people's cards. As the people are leaving, a few people straggle back like they're not going to leave. Like, I'm not going anywhere until you tell us what's going on. And Nito kind of slams his mallet against his hand again. And he's going to intimidate them. And we'll just see where the roleplay goes here as he rolls a 14 to intimidate, and they roll a 14 to not move. So these people are not going anywhere, and you get a feeling that you're not going to get any information out of Nito or Pix until these people who aren't you guys are gone.
Can I use a persuasion check on the people to go?
What do you say?
I'll tell them I'll get answers. I'll get the answers we need.
Okay.
Meet at the where was the Drinkers Inn. Leaky, what was the Drinkers Inn? We'll return to the Drinkers Inn with answers tonight.
I'm gonna scream from the back. They don't even go here.
It doesn't even go here.
You can roll with advantage, so you can roll again and take the higher number. I know you already got a 22, but could just roll nat 20 here. Yep, as you did. Yeah.
Well, if you insist.
Yeah, the guy who you're talking to is a younger man. He goes, okay, sure, yeah, no problem. I'll meet you at the Drinkers Inn. You're the one who blew the hole in the teddy bear, so you already knew what was going on. You a cop or something?
Just look, just make sure nobody starts talking about scams until we get back and tell the truth, okay? We'll handle it from here.
I mean, they're
We'll meet
obviously
at the
scamming people, he says as he's walking away.
Oh, well, he's young.
So he walks off. But he does take, with your natural 20, I'll say he takes your advice into consideration to not start spreading rumors. Mm-hmm. So with that, the rest of the crowd disperses, and it's just you guys now all standing around the prize stall. And the carnival's noise is dead silent, just the creaking of the Ferris wheel kind of in the distance. And as the last person leaves the tent area, Nito goes to talk to a few carnies and has them stand at the gate, or not the gate, but like the opening to the carnival, and watch and just wait. And so those carnies do that.
While he does that, I'm gonna go to the food tables because I saw a funnel cake on the table that's half eaten, and I'm gonna eat the rest of it.
Absolutely, you eat the shit out of it, and nobody says anything otherwise. Nobody tries to charge you for it.
I bring it back and I'm eating it in front of everyone. I wanted to bring it back so I could eat something and snack while they're talking.
You got it. All right. So Pick says, well, you happy? You ruined the day at the carnival, and it kind of gave away our disguises a bit. But, well, you want to know the truth? And he pulls out the cards, and he lays them out in front of you. And it's got some names on them. One card you see reads James Brigmeyer. And Nito kind of points to it. And he says, that is my card. Pix points to one. And he goes, this one's mine. And it says, Nottingham Picklefoot. And he says, so there you go. And then he points to the rest of the groups, and none of them are as important as these two. So I won't read all their names. So Nottingham Picklefoot and James Brigmeyer.
Are they?
I look at Zim.
The names kind of like trigger anything for us, like to know what these are? Like we've seen, like maybe on a wanted.
Well, the ancestors were shouting James last night, and I thought that was a little suspicious.
We know his name.
You just had to make a big deal about the teddy bear, huh? We couldn't have just enjoyed the carnival scene, the comedy. No, I say it to Zim. We just had to get the teddy bear. It was the big scam. Smiles for the teddy bear. We're getting the teddy bear.
I didn't say it was scam, Pox, and I also didn't shoot it.
Whoa,
Come at me again.
Whoa, what are we? Who came at you? What are you talking about?
I'm not the one who caused this disturbance. I didn't say go and blast a hole. Just because you've been a moody bitch all day doesn't mean it's my problem, okay?
I cannot believe
I'm just gonna whistle when he said bitch. I'm gonna be like,
they're clearly in hiding.
Check.
Zim.
Jerome, roll a performance check, Jerome.
Oh, okay.
With a whistle. We'll see if it's loud enough to cut through their arguing. Nope.
Nope.
Nobody seems to notice.
Clearly.
He goes back to eating.
So you guys kind of continue arguing, and Pix, he stands up and he goes, "Hey!" I'm not going to yell because there's people in my house trying to sleep. He goes, "Hey! Can y'all just chill for a second? Okay,
Why are all of your cards inside of a teddy bear?
Yeah, it's hiding them in plain sight, okay? They're easy to access for the end of the night when we want to leave, especially if we want to roll out, and they're easily transported."
Obviously.
I mean, can you just make it not look so shady and suspicious, though? Like, geez.
Not many people usually want to get the bear, and usually it's just kids, so you can just talk them out of it. Tell them it's 50,000 tickets, and they won't want it.
What's the point? I don't get it. I still don't
The
understand.
point is to
I'm
hide
not
it in
following.
plain sight in case someone's
guys just
snooping
couldn't
around
leave
for
the
our
bear alone.
information.
Why would they be
Couldn't leave the bear
snooping for
alone.
your information? I don't get it. I'm so confused.
Nito says, "We are on the run."
Oh, from the police.
Yes. We
For
do not,
what?
We do not want to get caught. We spoke out in Neo Torres and were
Oh.
chased out of the city. More like we escaped out of the city. It is not really our place. We tried to bring the circus there. Lots of people, lots of money. But unfortunately, we did not realize that they were so strict on the things we were saying. We had a show. We made a show where Raziel gets his butt kicked by a clown, and it's funny. It is just a funny show. And they
That is.
they chased us out of town for it. Tried to arrest us and make us pay a fine. We are pretty slippery, though. Always have been. So, yes. We left.
Oh.
And, I have a feeling that, we are not going to be able to stay here much longer, because, we only escaped, well, a couple days ago. We were going to move out. And now word is going to spread which direction we are at. Due to
Yeah.
this fiasco. So,
I'm sorry, man.
Couldn't leave well enough alone, huh, Zim? Just couldn't have left the teddy bear.
Shut up, Pox.
I had to
I
like.
saved us half a day. You would have gotten the teddy bear whether you wanted to or not. The carnies would have stopped you, and then you would have done some transformation thing where you hop behind the thing as some crazy demon,
I
grab the
think
teddy bear, ripped it open, and then ta-da, we're at the
Pox,
same place
I
just
don't
8
make
hours
rash
later.
decisions like you do. Because
I
I
think
No,
need
get
to
you
people
talk
make
to you guys and
killed.
get
methodical. You make
information.
over complex plans that get us from A to B just the same way, just but 2 hours later.
Hey,
I'm gonna
Carney
step
guy,
in.
can you make
Story.
me
I
another
was just
funnel
trying to
cake?
have fun at a carnival, but you clearly don't know what the word fun means.
Can
That's
I
coming
step
from
in
me.
and kind of like
We
raise
have
my
different
voice
definitions
and be
of fun.
like,
So-
guys, we need to learn from these guys.
I mean, where are y'all headed?
How to hide in plain
they
sight?
know how to
That
hide
didn't
from
work.
Raziel. We might need to learn some information.
They only know how to hide so long as another
Or,
idiot
like,
doesn't come
you
by
know-
and blow up a teddy bear.
Maybe they're traveling in the way that we are,
Yeah,
and they can get there
true.
faster.
Only a dummy would do that.
Exactly.
Okay.
We're confused, I think. All of us may be a bit confused on what is it that you want? You obviously don't work for Raziel, because that was our first thought, was you know exactly where our cards were. We thought maybe you had somehow traced us or found us and were trying to expose
No,
us.
my friends are just strangely obsessive with things that they think. Look, we're sorry. We also don't like Raziel, if that's any consolation. I mean, I'll try to smooth things over back at the end.
He is full of himself. It does not want to be even poked fun at all. It is very
You can't take a joke.
He can't take a joke. Yeah, it's not that I hate him. He's just he's not very nice.
I got you. No.
So what did he do to you?
He tried to kill us. I mean,
He what?
Oh, that's
He
a,
told
that's
us-
a
he
little,
told
that's
us-
a loaded
he-
question.
He tried to tell us a joke, but it took 53 years to get the punchline.
I'm so confused.
So
kind of
are
like
we.
furrows his eyebrows.
That was pretty good.
Basically, we're on the run from Raziel too.
Ah, so
And-
that is why you're dressed like you just came from Neotaurus.
I mean, this is just how I dress.
Well, what a
We were actually wondering
convenience.
if you had any openings for him.
Where y'all headed? Where y'all going?
Nowhere in particular, just roaming at this point. Keeping a low profile. The carnival is it is popular, but the word does not get out fast enough for it to reach, hopefully, Razio. We cannot go anywhere without money, so we must make money and keep moving, and the only way we know how is the carnival. It's what we do. All of us. And he points to all the carnival workers here that are kind of standing about, packing up their tents or taking down their stalls.
I feel so bad right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry we blew up your spot, literally. But
No, it's fine.
Is there
We were
anything
going
we
to
can
leave
do?
tonight anyway.
well, how are you planning on getting there? Do you walk?
Yes, we walk. We have large oxen that pull lots of our equipment and things, but we walk. We walk because it is it's too expensive to try and transport with machinery, especially because you need to actually go and purchase machinery that will help transport from administration building or something else. Razio will know where all those things are, so walking on foot is safest. But
Good to know.
yes, unfortunately, we do not have probably as much money as we wanted. We were planning on making a few hundred more credits today, but we'll make it through. It'll be fine. You all, there is no hard feelings. I know what it's like to be curious, and I've got my own things I've got to pay for, and the carnival's been helping me, so we will continue moving on and heading back towards probably heading back towards my home. That is the plan, at least.
Where is your home again?
Me? Yes,
Ashenmore, right?
Ashen Gate.
Ashengate. Yep.
Yes, Ashen Gate. Yeah, but either way, we will pack up and we will leave. It is all the same. We just lose out a bit of money and have to find a new way to hide our gear. You know, I told you eventually someone is going to really want that bear. And he kind of looks over to Pix, and Pix is like, "Yeah, well, it's not really something I ever thought of. I thought just dumb kids would want it, and I didn't think anyone would care. It's out in plain sight. It's perfect place to hide a bunch of shit." Well, whatever. He's helping kind of pick up all the cards and stuff and pass them out to the workers. He's telling them all to kind of keep the cards safe, keep them hidden for now until they find a new place to hide them. So yeah, you guys watch as they start packing up the carnival. Any other questions or anything, you feel free to ask anybody anything. Go role play free here in this kind of place that they're packing up.
I kind of wanted to gauge with the party. Where are we headed after this? Do we have like a battle plan? Because
Dredgemore.
We're going to Dredgemore.
Yeah, we were heading. Okay, so where do we know in relation to? Do we have like a map in relation?
We're
to
trying to
Dredgemore
find like a
and
faster.
the Ashen Gate.
Yeah, so where you're at, here, look at the, I'm going to put do I have the map in the chat? Either way, I'll just copy it and paste it.
It is. It's pinned.
Okay. If it's pinned, you can find it in the pins. Let's see if this works. Does this work? Nope. I can't just copy and paste it from this Word document, but it's also in this document, the world overview document. So
Okay.
I will copy that link and put it here.
I got you, I think.
Yeah. Yep, you got it.
And we are where
You
at
are
this current moment.
Yeah, let me see if I can show the chat. too.
A little bit southwest of Neltaurus.
Correct.
We're not
So-
yet to Spartanomia.
Correct.
Okay, so we're like in that kind of.
You're
like,
right at the tip
middle
of those
valley
trees.
range.
You're right
Yeah.
at the tip of those trees of the Illan Forest that are closest to Neltaurus. That's about where you are.
Oh damn! So we aren't very far at all.
The goal is to go to Spartanomia and try to get a ride to, or travel to Dredgemore.
Yep. So
And these guys are going back to Ashengate?
yeah, so they're
now,
going
or-
either across the Inland Forest or they're going to travel around it, hit Spartanomia, Drudgemore, and Ashengate.
Well, these guys might be a good party to travel with to Spartanomia, especially if they know the way. Because they are travelers. So what do you guys think? Is it worth...
I mean, okay, so this is the only thing that I'm
that's if
actually
they
worried
want
about
to still travel with us.
is
Right,
we
that-
bring
that's
a
a good
lot of
point.
heat on top of the heat that they already have.
We get a lot of people killed, so
I think we are so wanted already. Like we kind of, I think we supersede them.
That's
and
what I
we're
mean.
moving
Is like,
away
but
from
then there'll be an
Notorious anyways.
accessory to our wantedness.
we get people killed.
But they're also a good distraction just in case if bad people do show up where we can run away in time.
But power in numbers is a thing too.
I agree.
So we have to kind of weigh in.
Okay, here's like a suggestion or like maybe just an idea. Two of us have disguise potions or like disguise abilities. Is there a potion we can buy that can get the rest of us to be able to disguise themselves? That way no one would be in danger.
Oh, permanently? I don't know. I know that
I
there's
don't know about
magic that can...
permanently, but like at least for as long as we travel with them. And how much would that cost? And like
I mean, that sounds kind of expensive, I won't lie. And it's finding someone who could do it. Like, based on what a little bit I know about arcane magic, you're talking about multiple days of doing it.
true.
lot of magic.
And that's if they don't have any magic ways to see through your disguise itself, which they're all
Well,
things.
Can we transmutate anyone? Like is that a thing that we can do? Like
Not your
turn people
characters
into
at the moment.
animals for a little bit? No? Okay.
No.
We are too weak. We are too weak. Isabella.
I mean, I guess we could just throw to a vote. My vote is not to put more people in danger than unnecessary.
You know what I
These
just
guys
thought?
are kind of going our
You
direction.
know what I
aren't
just
they?
thought? If people buy these transportation vehicles, do you think maybe we could pay less to borrow a vehicle instead of buy one?
They
Then-
talked about, what's his name? The other gnome talked about renting.
We should
But
rent something.
we don't have like everything is tied to our names, right? I think that's the first order of business is we need to get like fake identities.
Here's my take. I think while putting people in danger is not two poggers, I also think these guys are probably going the same direction as us, and we should at least talk to them to figure out if they, one, have information on what the best way to travel to Spartanomia is, or two, if they think moving as a group would be beneficial to both parties.
I halfway agree with you, but at the same time, we're not going to want to wait around for days while they do their little carnival thing.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
they
they
going
got
to
a
figure out
point.
where they're going next. They could be going to set up a
Are they-
Spartanomia.
They got a point. We don't want to
They-
waste too much time with them
Right.
because
and
they're
that's what I
gonna-
mean. Like we're gonna I think we should read the room and see like what their plans are, what they know, and then base what we do off of that.
Nito,
Yes.
are you leaving tonight? Like Carnival packs up.
Yes,
Like you guys set off?
we're planning on taking down the big top here as soon
And
as we're done
you're
finish talking.
Where are you heading?
We're gonna head towards Spartanomia.
Spartanomia.
Stop at the small towns on the way.
Nice. Are you a fan of Dredgemore?
Drudgemore. Never actually visited myself. I've stopped near, but never went inside Drudgemore. I've been told ever since I was a child that it is not a place to visit.
Zim, Kathrak. Dredgemore is.
He's right. It's not a place to visit.
It's not a place to
You
go
guys think-
sightseeing.
You think a circus would do well in Dredgemore?
It might do well outside Drudgemore, sure. People like to spend money there.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, we're heading that way. You want to come with us?
We will eventually hit Drudgemore. We can't stop you if you want to travel alongside us. Not a problem. Now that you know the truth, it seems like you are in the same boat as us, so I'm not worried about you turning us into the cops.
Yeah. Same with you.
Pix is like, I don't really like the idea of it, but
Neither do I.
what am I to say about it? Can't really stop you from walking next to us if you want to.
Fair enough. I mean,
If you're gonna help us
My
out, we could
time-
use some help taking down the big top.
I mean, we could
I'm gonna
probably at
turn to the
least do
party
that
first.
for everything that happened.
well, I mean, we don't owe them anything, really. I mean, they're fugitives, for all. I mean, come on. Like, I kind of turn to the party. If we wanted to rent a car, I am a changeling, and I kind of want my face to shimmer a little bit in terms of like changing to people's faces that I'm looking at right now. I want it to like change to Jerome's face really quick, and then change to Nara's, sort of. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be like, if we need somebody to disguise as anybody, I have that covered.
I mean, I
always
think
remember that. I can,
the real issue is the ID cards.
we
Oh.
can just get free. I could just walk. Remember when we? I mean, do you remember how we got our original ID cards? It doesn't seem to be too hard to get those.
Yeah, but they said it has to be tied to an identity, which we didn't have technically.
I mean, mine says Natty Springs still.
Yeah, but we have to go to the admin building to get a number of some kind. I think someone mentioned.
Yeah, it's like what you got right there is like a what you might call like a dummy card. If that's not your real identity, if it doesn't have your fingerprint and your blood stamp in it, then it's not going to be official. And if you're trying to
Fair
rent a
enough.
car, they're probably not going to rent one to you.
Okay. So if we wanted to do that, we would have to go back and get a card set up for a
Well,
disguise. So that
yeah.
would take probably too much time.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
is there anywhere else that does that kind of thing?
Sure, there are underground places that'll make you a fake card. They're pretty expensive and not always trustworthy. You know, you might get ripped off. 200, 500 credits.
I don't suppose you guys make fake cards here, do you?
No. If we did, we wouldn't have to be hiding our official ones and moving so much.
Well, just an FYI, you can probably get some in Dredgemore.
Oh, I
I
believe
mean, we
that.
don't
That
need to
place
get.
is shady as
We
hell.
could just. I mean, we could just get a regular card. I mean, I doubt they would actually have Pox's thumbprint or blood type on file. So I mean, we could just put my stuff down as if we wanted to. But I mean, if we wanted to get fake cards, we could do that all the same.
You guys don't have any official cards? You didn't get any when you were born?
No,
None of you.
none of us.
No.
You're
No.
all identityless.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Very rare.
that's powerful. How
How
did
so?
that even happen?
It's a
You wouldn't
flirt.
believe us if I
Wibbly-wobbly.
told you, trust me.
How is
you
that
and stuff.
powerful? In what way? Like,
It's powerful because that's what they use for all kinds of things, whether it's tracking or buying or selling or getting a job, getting an education. They use all of that stuff, and the fact that you aren't being tracked, that they don't have your information in the system, means that you can be whoever you want to be. If you go and get a card made, you can be whoever you want. They will ask you a lot of questions, though. And if you're running from Razio right now, he probably has your face out there somewhere, I would assume.
Oh, yes, on every single monitor you could possibly imagine.
Oh, so maybe that's not a good idea, but maybe in another city, you could go to one of their administration buildings and see if you can get one made.
Yes, well, I'm going to pass on doing that, but
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either if I was you. I'd like being identityless if I could. well-
me too. But yeah,
You guys
I
gonna help
will
us
at
take down
least.
this big top or what?
Yeah, I'll help you take it down. I don't know if everyone else will, but I will at least.
I'm a little tired.
Yeah,
from
of course.
today. It's like a
I'll
lot.
do it.
The carnival was a little bit much.
Yeah, you have been kind of moody all day, so
I'll help.
Yeah,
I understand
well,
if you have to take a
sorry.
nap.
Actually, I am a little. Yeah. If you could bring me
Uh,
something to eat later, that would be great, Sam. Thank you.
No, probably not.
Mm.
And I'm gonna start helping them like pack down and
Okay.
move
Sounds
things
good.
and stuff like that.
Raise your hand if you or if your character is going to help take down the big tent.
I will definitely help. And while I'm helping, I'm gonna help the. I'm gonna talk to one of the food workers, and be like, "Yo, can you hook me up with a funnel cake after this?"
The guy's like, yeah, sure, man. These are all going to go to waste anyway.
Let's go.
You said, do your friends want some?
Yeah, they probably do.
He gives you 5 funnel cakes.
Yeah, let's go.
So, Pox, you raised your hand for helping, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So everyone, you head into the big top, and the big top tent, it has 2 openings that are kind of close to each other on one side of the tent, and those are like the entrances. So there's kind of 2 lines. One of them says VIP line, one of them says regular line, and obviously there's no lines of people, but you enter through one of the openings, and inside you see bleachers on one side of the tent. You're actually walking past them as you walk in, so the bleachers are immediately as you walk in. They're to your left and right, so you can go find a spot to sit. Inside there are 2 big flaming rings on the left-hand side of the tent, and then a small, I shouldn't say small, I mean it's pretty large. It's I don't know, 15 feet by 15 feet pool. And then there is a large ladder that goes up to the top of the big top, and then there's wires and netting up at the top of the big top tent where acrobatics and things are happening, and you get the idea that this is where they jump down into the pool, they fly through the rings, they do all that kind of acrobatic stuff using the wires and scaffolding that is around. And it looks like it's going to be a lot to take down. Probably going to take, even with all of your help and all the other Carnies' help, probably going to take them the rest of the day. So until maybe like 5 or 6 o'clock to take it all down. Okay.
Oh, Pox, do you think that you should go and tell the villagers that to calm down and that it's okay?
Are we gonna head back after we're done helping them get going?
I just feel like they're probably riled up.
You might want to stop the rumors from spreading now sooner than later.
We're not going back in town.
Go wait.
None of us are.
We got to get this. We got to get the carnival down and moving ASAP. All right, because I mean, I hope that I was convincing enough that the villagers would pause and hold off on some rumor mill stuff before we get back there. But even if that didn't, you know what I mean, my good faith doesn't work. We should help them get out of here ASAP so that if they are starting the rumors.
Who's got a point?
Yeah.
All right. So, as you guys are taking down the tent, you start with the big things, which are the bleachers. You start kind of taking down the bleachers, start getting most of the stuff torn down. Comes about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and at that time you are finally taking down the rings and the pool and the scaffolding. I want everyone to roll me a perception check it's you guys, Nito, and Pix in here at the moment. As everyone else seems to be taking down the rest of the carnival. Most people came in here, and they were in here for a while, but it's just the 8 of you now.
Just the 8 of us. We can make
the perception
it.
checks from everybody. We got...
Just the 8 of us.
Oh, I got to roll
just
for Isabel.
The 8 of us. Hello.
Just the 8 of us.
Let me roll D&D Beyond.
Building castles in the sky. Just the 8 of us.
You and I.
Guys, we should do a Twitch thing stream. Wait. Never mind.
This seems
Never
like a
mind.
bad
That's not a
idea.
thing anymore. That's not a thing anymore.
Copyright.
Didn't they ban it?
Copyright's cool.
We should do like D&D themed versions of girl songs.
Okay, so that's not a bad idea. All right.
Right? Thank you.
So,
I'll even write
let's
them.
see here. Of the perception checks. All right. As you guys... Oh, let me roll for the other 2 here. 5, 9. Okay. So, as you guys are taking down the big top, a lot of noise. The bleachers are mostly packed up, but they're kind of laying on the ground where they would normally be. The pool is still full of water. The flaming rings are... Right now, you're about to go douse them with water and take them down. The scaffolding is all still up and about to be taken down. And Jerome, you're the only one. So all of your characters, actually, I'm gonna message you on Discord. Actually,
Oh shit! I'm scared.
yeah, this is kind of special.
It's a top secret lore.
It somewhat. So
That juicy lore.
So this is kind of special for everybody. So just give me a second to type it out. As you guys are kind of taking down the big top here, you can have a quick short conversation if anyone wants to while I'm doing this.
My funnel cakes, ooh baby, they tasting so good. Yeah.
Can you imagine having to put this place up and pack it up like every few days over and over again, and then having to carry it to the next place and having to set it up again?
I just simply
don't.
wouldn't do it.
Ooh, baby, I love my
the
funnel
setup itself
cake.
is a circus, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
it's
thank
like,
you.
oh
Yeah.
my god, what's Sim's problem? I feel like I've been walking the tightrope with him all day. My gosh, tightrope. It's a joke.
I get it.
The tightrope. It's a
Listen,
circus. Oh my
I'm
God.
smooth brain. It takes me a minute to get jokes.
Yeah, it's just fucking.
These funnel cakes taste so good. These funnel cakes put me in a mood.
Are you mad that I didn't wake you up when I came back? Is that what's wrong?
I'm mad that you woke me up when you came back. Oh,
I was trying to be very quiet. I'm
you
sorry.
walk on your heels for a stealthy elf. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. I'll work on it.
It's okay. It's okay. It's just it's a night's sleep. I mean, it's fine.
Baka.
All right, so that's what you get, Pete, and I'll tell you, it sounds like this, like that. That's the noise that I described there.
Oh shit. I am going to roll a investigation on it.
Okay, so you guys watch as Jerome kind of sets down the bit of bleachers that he was carrying and walks over to one of the sides of the tent, the eastern side of the tent. And you roll me an investigation check, which is a 14. Yeah, you put your finger over the hole and kind of pick at it a little bit and pull it. It's a hole that was made from the outside in. And looking around near the edge of where this hole was made, you see a small little metal ball on the ground near your feet. That is, you can kind of kick around. See a small little metal ball.
Oh shit. I know what projectiles are, so I'm thinking, oh shit.
Something that was fast, and the hole is still smoking in the side of the tent.
Oh fuck. I'm casting shield.
Okay. So shield shield of faith is the concentration one. Shield is not going to do anything in this particular.
Oh, okay. Oh god, I feel like I don't want to I don't know what to do.
So yeah, what do you think Jerome would do in this situation?
Looks like Jerome's losing his mind over there. What's going on?
That's all he does.
Oh shit!
Is that what you say?
What the hell? Someone just shot me.
What?
What?
I got shot at. There's a hole in a ball.
As you guys now look over, you see a little smoking hole in the side of the tent that he points out. And then you all hear and another hole is made in the side of the tent. And then you start hearing screaming outside the tent. Like a woman screaming.
Can I follow
Run
this
outside.
trajectory?
Can I just get on the ground?
Get on the ground.
All right, you want to follow the trajectory? What do you mean?
Like if it came in at like an angle and down
It seems like it came from like
outside the tent?
outside the tent in. And
Okay.
It looks like it was already slowed down, close to slowed down. And as you're looking at the little metal bead, it's covered in blood.
Oh shit. I'm gonna cast
Wait, are you okay?
no, I didn't
Neither
actually
of them
get
are.
hit.
No one got
Oh.
hit. No one got hit inside here.
I thought you did. Okay, can I do
I'm gonna cast blur on myself
Okay.
and just run out from where the hole came from.
should I do pass without a trace to just like make it easier?
Sure, you can cast Pass Without a Trace. Go ahead and mark that off your spell sheet. So you cast that. Everyone's going to get plus 10 to any stealth checks that you make while she's got that up.
Yeah, we should go out sneaking and check it out.
Oh, I'm full sending this because I saw blood.
And you cast Blur on yourself. Go ahead and mark that off.
Okay.
Your body becomes blurred, shifting and wavering for the duration. Any creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. An attacker is immune to this effect if it doesn't rely on sight, as with blind sight, or can see through illusions, as with true sight.
And I flick the 10 up and I run out, like right out. So if from exactly where the bullet came from.
Okay. So you see there are carnies running around outside the tent, diving underneath things, and like one of them is holding the dead body of another carny and is like has this person slung over their shoulder. This one's kind of one of the larger carnies who does kind of the heavy lifting, and he's running with this person slung over his shoulder. The woman who's screaming is kind of behind a small wooden pillar, and she's kind of knelt down onto the ground behind this small wooden pillar. And as you come around the edge of the big top, she gets sniped in the head. Just silences her immediately as she falls over dead on the ground.
Investigation. I want to investigate the point of contact of where the thing sniped her head, and I want to know where the trajectory came from.
Okay, roll me an investigation check. All right, with a 16. All right, so as you're looking around, you notice that there is a creature that is on a hilltop outside the circus. And you can see a gleam coming from whatever weapon it's holding. And as you're looking at it, it fires a bullet at you at disadvantage.
Okay, I'm just
Natural
gonna
one,
fucking...
it misses. So as it fires, the bullet flies wide and hits the side of one of the wooden stands.
Oh.
And as you're looking at this creature, you're also seeing some smoke rising up from the tip of this weapon, and it seems like it's jammed with that natural one. So.
Oh hell no.
Yes, Pox.
Am I outside? Can I run outside? Am I there too? Did we all run outside?
Yeah, you can all run out there if you want, but it's very dangerous out here. As another bolt is going to fly towards Jerome. Disadvantage. That one's a 14 to hit. Does that miss? What's your armor class?
My armor class is 13.
Okay, so this one,
but
this one's gonna hit.
I wanted to cast shield.
You can.
I wanted to have
now.
shield.
You can now.
I cast shield.
Okay. Yep. So you see this bullet coming from another direction. You kind of hear it go off first, but it makes that like pew noise as you turn around. You put the shield up. You block the bullet. Okay, Pox, go. So you're noticing that Jerome is being fired at.
Yeah. Is it from two directions, or is it just the one person with multiple guns? Where
Pox, we got one.
Shooter.
Jerome's gonna shout.
Other
Pox,
shooter.
there's one of the guys is shooting from the top of the hill over there. I think his gun is jammed. And then I don't know where the other shot came from.
He's much too far away to hit with an Eldritch Blast.
Way too far. He's 120
how far away is he?
Oh, he's way further than 120 feet. He's probably 600 or 700 feet.
I need to find the other shooter.
700 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, that's far.
The other shooter, go and roll me a perception check. Yep.
Yeah, I gotta find the shooter.
Unable to tell. You didn't quite see where the bullet came from. You get a feeling that it's very dangerous out here.
I'm going to craft. I'm crafting my Eldritch Cannon. And I'm turning it into the flying version.
Okay.
And I'm going to have it go Force Ballista, and I'm going to send the cannon towards him.
The one that you can see?
What do you mean the one that I can see?
The one that was on the hill that's guns jammed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sending my Force Ballista to him.
Okay.
There's two.
So you create the Eldritch Cannon. As you're creating it, the creature's gun is finally going to get reloaded. The other creature is going to fire at Pox, who's peeking out of the tent.
Wait, but before while I'm creating the cannon, I'm using the dead woman as a shield. Like she's covering my angle from the guy on the hill.
Okay. All right. Fair
Sorry,
enough. With a 2, that's going to miss. 2 on dice is actually going to be a 7, but it fires at Pox and misses. The bullet goes into the tent, and you hear it paying off of something metal inside the tent.
Heads up.
Can we do stuff too?
Yep. So everyone can do a thing. Pox, you're going to close the tent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bullets, guns, guys. Guns.
Yeah. All right, so Isabella, Nara, Kathrak, and Zim, I'll give you guys all a thing to do.
Is it realistic that we've gathered where the one shooter is?
The
direction he is in?
Probably not. You guys probably not.
Well, could Pox have told us?
One on there. There's one on
tell
there.
you. Sure, yeah.
Somebody's
So
shooting something on a hill. There's
you would
a
get
creature on a hill, 700 feet away.
I'm going to cast conjure animals, and I'm gonna do 2 first level beasts. Can I just pick these, or do you want to pick?
You can pick them. I'm cool
Okay,
with that.
I want dire wolves.
Okay.
So 2 dire wolves,
All right.
and then as a bonus action, I'm going to turn into a crag cat,
Okay. Sure.
and I'm
Yep.
gonna tell them the general direction of this thing that is firing towards us, and we're gonna try to sneak out and eventually get to it and flank it, because I move very quickly.
All right. Sounds good. So go ahead and roll me a perception check as you get out of the tent.
Okay. We do have increased for perception.
Yeah, I believe so.
This works out too because my cannon's flying directly towards him, so
Yep.
like it'll probably distract him while you guys go around.
Let me just double check. Okay, there. Crag cat actually doesn't have it, but dire wolves do.
Okay. As the dire wolves are looking around, Jerome, you're still outside, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you're able to kind of help point the dire wolves in the right direction.
Yeah.
But as you're looking over at the hill, that person has disappeared from the hill. So they've either dipped behind it or ran, but you know which direction they were.
Okay.
So
Well,
that's what I'll
we're
tell
going to
you
be
with your
heading that way to
perception.
try to get its smell, and once we get its smell, we will try to track it down.
Could you not use the smell from the bullets?
You could use it. Sure. You could use the smell from the bullets. I mean, they get advantage on their perception checks. There's not much else I can
that's
do
fine,
other than
that's
give
fine.
them
Yeah,
advantage
yeah,
that they already have.
I was just thinking of ideas. All right, that's about it.
Once you get the scent of the person, then you could probably start doing a survival
I guess
check.
like how do I know like what's the range of my cannon in relation to me? Like how do I know when it's out of range? Like Bluetooth, you know?
You don't have a range on it. It just has a time limit.
So my cannon just like how
Yeah,
do I
but
know?
you
what my
can't see
cannon's
if it gets
doing?
out of your sight. So like you can't see through it or anything. So if it goes over the hill, you're not going to know where it's at.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna chase after my cannon then.
Okay. All right. With that, as you guys are in the outside of the tent, you guys inside the tent, Nito is walking over to the edge of the tent. He grabs his mallet and he says, "Pix, we need to go check on everyone." And Pix says, "Yeah, you're right. Why are they shooting at us? We didn't do anything that bad." And they both kind of exit outside the tent. Jerome, you see as you turn around, you see both of those two exiting the tent.
Yeah.
And the rest of you that are inside the tent, we got Pox, Nara, Solus, Kathrak, and Isabella. You guys are all inside the tent. Pretty safe from any gunfire at the moment.
Can I like go out? Well, we need to try to find the other person. So like, is there a way to like peek out and look?
Sure, you can peek out. Go ahead and roll me a perception check as you peek out of the tent.
I'm not peeking out again. You peek out.
Yeah.
I'll peek out.
That thing almost took my head off.
Can I just like look
I'm
through the
looking at it
peephole
again.
of the bullet?
Oh, lose your eye.
Well,
All
they
right.
won't see it.
So with a 12, you looking out there, you do not see any creatures, but you do hear a pew.
Cool.
That is 22 to hit you.
Yeah.
You're gonna take 9 points of piercing damage
Oh
as a
my God.
bullet hits
God damn it.
your collarbone.
Damn.
Wow.
And
That
as
was
you
very fast.
as
That
you
was
have peeked out, this you realize this is a pretty rough situation. You are somewhat trapped inside the tent right now, and your allies have separated from you. Solus runs over to you immediately and stands in front of you. And like he grabs you by his mouth, and he grabs you by the back of your armor and kind of pulls you back in, and then stands in front of you.
Could I go invisible and look?
Invisibility is concentration, which is the same as pass without a trace. So
Oh.
you'd have to choose. Do you want to keep pass without a trace up? If so,
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah, we'll
you can
keep
give
it.
your allies inside the tent extra
Yeah,
stealth
we'll keep it.
bonuses. Okay. All right, Isabella. and Kathrak. Is that
All right.
yeah?
I feel like
Anyone-
I should peek.
Yeah, anyone want to do anything?
Unless, I don't know. Is there any reason to peek?
Is there any reason to peek?
Can I-
You might be able to
wait.
see the creature that's firing, but it's dangerous. It seems like it's
Can
waiting
I-
for somebody to peek. What were you gonna say, Isabella?
You just saw
Sorry.
Nara get shot. Like,
Do I
Yeah,
still have
that's
those
what I'm
eyes things
thinking.
that let me like see through other people's? Oh shoot!
Maybe Nara did it
or was
to
that
you.
just a demon?
Jerome's such an idiot. dude.
That was just the demon.
Jerome
Okay.
is such an idiot.
What do you guys suggest I should do? I could do an Eldritch Blast. I could try to go outside and charm one of our enemies.
They're 700 feet away from you. They're really far away.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty far.
Eldritch Blast. I could just do that.
That's too far.
Fuck. I think
Sometimes,
there's anything we can do.
yeah.
In
If you
this
guys are just
case-
if you're in the tent, there's not really anything you can do.
In the tent is the safest place to be.
Yeah.
Cool. Considering I almost died like 3 times our last campaign, I think I'm good right here.
All right. I have a additional thing I wanted to say about my character and what I was
Okay.
doing. So as I run towards the hill, I stopped by the prize tent and I grabbed the flying machine and I put the flying machine on my back. Do I have to like roll like a investigation on how to use it?
Yeah,
is
you'd
it's
have to
probably
do
really
that.
simple. All right.
Wait, I have a ring of portation. I don't know why I thought that was gonna help. Anyways, continue.
Okay.
good.
Do I have like a pretty good idea of how it works just from looking at
Yeah,
it?
just from looking at it, you get an idea. It's got backpack straps and it's got a big
All right,
switch on it.
perfect. I'm going to like increase my travel speed tenfold by using the flying cannon as well as the flying machine to give me enough energy to let me hover and fly towards that direction of where they're going, as well as increase my decrease my chances of getting shot because I'm like flying all over the place.
Okay, that's a lot. So
It's a lot, but it's a flying machine and it's a propelled cannon,
yes,
which has got to be enough to lift me up too.
so the cannon, I think as I've said before, is not going to be able to hold your weight and its own weight. It's pretty heavy, and you've only got one big thruster on the bottom of it.
Yeah, but I'm also have the flying machine to support as well.
You have the flying machine, which is correct, but
Rule of cool. Rule of
your
cool.
flying mechanic, the thing is, you don't know how to fly. Your character doesn't know how flying works. So I don't think that you can move as quickly as you want. So you're gonna make a choice here. Do you want to move quicker and get shot at, or do you want to move slower and dodge?
What do you mean move slower and dodge or move quicker and get shot at? I'm in blur. Like I'm a blur right now.
Okay.
It's
So then
disadvantage
you
no matter what.
probably want to move quicker and get
Yeah,
shot.
let's just move quicker. Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna get fired at, but your character is focusing on moving in one direction instead of dodging around
Oh, okay.
in the air.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're flying in that direction,
Like I
you
want to like
are-
imagine the thruster like imagine like you're sitting on like a wagon and you put a rocket thruster behind the wagon. Like that's what I'm picturing right now. Is
Yeah.
like with this cannon and the flying machine together, it's got to be giving me way more speed than what I could normally do.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. So as you put the propeller on your back, boom, 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 it starts propelling you into the air. You grab onto your cannon and are heading straight for the hill where you saw this marksman. You are going to get hit, though, with a disadvantaged sniper rifle from the south, so behind you, the other sniper.
Yeah.
Okay? So he's going to fire, and you're going to take 6 points of piercing damage as this bullet gets to you just barely with a 14 disadvantage.
Damn.
You do have to make a concentration check too.
You will need to make a concentration check on the... What were you concentrating on? I forgot.
The
Blur, right?
Blur, yeah, blur.
Where's
So
concentration?
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, Constitution. All right.
Constitution saving throw. Saving throw
Unlucky.
in the box.
6 points of damage.
Did you hear me,
Right.
Jerome?
That wasn't a saving throw.
That wasn't
was
a
just
saving throw.
Oh,
So the
where
box
is
is
it?
it's on the left side of your character sheet.
Yep.
um,
Oh,
Constitution
it's
saving
Constitution saving. This one.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, your blur disappears as you get hit. You lose concentration on your spell.
Shit.
So you need to get a 10. So, with that, your doubles of yourself that were kind of flying next to you disappear. Now,
I gotta be so far away from this guy though, because I'm like flying, man.
yeah. He's kind of firing at you as you're getting up in the air and starting to move. So
Oh, okay, so you got me there. Gotcha.
you've got you guys are in an interesting predicament that I want you to think of as players real quick. So Zim, your character, I'm not sure what your character's plan is, but I want to give you all the information because I know I wasn't good at it earlier. I wasn't good at giving you all the information, so I want to make sure that you have it all. So you're running at maximum 1/7 of the way, call it 1/5 of the way towards the hill where this sniper was, because you have a 40 movement with a crag cat. Do the direwolves have 40 as well?
They have 50, but they're gonna be just a little bit ahead of me, but they're not gonna lose. They're gonna make sure that I stay in pace with them, so it'll be very similar.
So at most, it's gonna take you 7 rounds of combat to get just to the hill. And then the person is probably either dashing or moving in another direction or hiding. So, and you're going to be alone, and you're not sure what's over the hill. So I want to know what Zim is like.
I'm coming with him to back him up, though.
Prepared to take on whatever could be over the top of this hill?
Zim's gonna assume it's 1, but if he sees more, then he'll run away.
Okay.
But right now, he's also trying to be a little bit more. Hopefully, they're not paying attention to cats or wolves that are like. I'm gonna try to make sure to make it so I'm taking the path that is out of like line sight.
Okay. Jerome, same information for you.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
gonna
just being
take
a
you long
dumbass
time
right now.
to
I'm
get
being
to the
a
hill.
dumbass
You could end up
right
getting
now.
your character killed here if you don't do this right. I don't know how dumb your character is, but that's up to you.
Like, okay, so this is
The
gonna sound
safest
really
place
dumb,
to be
but like
is in the tent.
Jerome knows what he's doing is crazy, but like he just feels so alive right now, flying on this machine, like this new world. Like I feel like I have this sense of invincibility on me right now, you know, and that's why I'm like going for it.
Okay. The rest of you guys, Pox,
And while I'm flying, I cast the little magical tinkering thing, where I imbue a tiny non-magical item. Like I just grab like some stupid thing that I'm holding. I don't know. Like I've got like I don't know some like a piece of leather, a piece of cloth or whatever, right?
What do you want to do with it?
And I'm gonna imbue it with a message for the people in the tent, and I'm going to tell it to crawl to them.
I don't think it can crawl.
Okay, then I'm gonna have the message go on repeat and be like, and I'm just gonna throw it on the ground to tell them where I'm going, what I'm doing, and that they should come help me. There we go.
Okay. As you are imbuing this little item with a message and kind of tossing it back towards the tent as like a little alarm clock, both you and Zim and the wolves see a couple large creatures
Oh shit!
coming over the top of the hill. So these creatures look familiar.
Oh God.
Copper made metal robots that are walking towards and over the top of the hill. Steam is kind of coming out of the top of them. And these are the ones with the arm cannons. And they look like they are not something that you want to take on head to head in this particular situation. You might be able to catch them off guard if you make a trap inside the tent.
Yep. Jerome just sees that and he's like, "Nope, I'm out." And I'm gonna bring my cannon and go back to the tent. I'm like, I am out.
Okay.
As soon as I see more people, I'm like, nope, I'm not this confident.
I'm also gonna go back to the tent. I'm gonna tell both the wolves to go back with us.
Okay. Sounds good. So you guys are heading back towards the tent. Since you kind of took the gamble to come out here, you're going to get a few more sniper shots on each of you, 2 more sniper shots on each of you from the southern sniper, and I'm going to give you guys chances to spot him as well. So, both of you guys roll me perception checks with advantage.
Do my wolves also get that?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
So the first one's going to hit Jerome with a 17. The next one's firing at Zim. with a
Is he going
19
after
to
me
hit.
or the wolves?
Well, I rolled.
It's going after the crag cat because the crag cat was on the picture with
I rolled the natural 20. How did
Nara. So the crag cat is what they recognize. They don't recognize wolves.
how did I get hit? I rolled a natural 20.
No. This is a perception check for you to see where the sniper is.
That's
what you're rolling. He's rolling attacks. All right, the next attack on Jerome is a 10. That's going to miss. The next one on Zim is a 15. Does that hit? Crag cat?
Yes.
Okay. So as a crag cat, you're going to take 2 attacks. So that's a total of 22 points of piercing damage. And Jerome, you're going to take 1 attack, which is, minimum damage 5.
Still a lot of damage.
So, that's one shot. The other shot flies wide of you, Jerome, as you're flying back. And you both sneak under the back side of the tent. You guys are all now back together inside the big top. As you guys were running back, Zim and Zim and Jerome, that sniper was picking off random carnies, just killing them unabashedly. Just shooting them, killing them, any that he could see. And it's gruesome and scary. And a lot of you probably haven't seen death like this in such a unfiltered kind of way. And as you slide under the big top, the rest of the party here is trying to figure out what to do. You guys were separated, so you're kind of trying to figure out what you needed to do. Nara is nursing a wound on her collar.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself as well, really quick.
Okay.
Oh, I actually have that too.
I'm gonna start saying to people. I'm gonna say to Kathrak and have him speak this out loud if he can. So I'm basically gonna try to translate through him.
There's robots coming down. The hand cannon things that blew at me at the other place. We need to make sure to set a trap because they're coming in, and we need to stay out of line of sight for the things that are shooting at us, and heal up for anyone who is. We have company coming.
What he said, but actually saying it.
Do we still hear them shooting at civilians outside?
You do.
And did the snipers, Zim, Jerome, did the snipers advance, or did the one that you saw stay on the hill?
They're staying on the hill. They're not really advancing, but I saw the big 4 dudes. It looks like they're advancing.
Yes, and sorry, I forgot to tell Jerome and Zim, you both saw the other sniper, who is on a windmill out in a like a cornfield just outside this town.
Zim, I think you might be able to catch the guy on the windmill. Looks like he's by himself. You might be able to catch him off guard if you sneak around.
He definitely seems alone.
He seems really alone.
It's risky.
We're safe in here from their odds. We can get him afterwards.
Do you?
We know what guns are.
Can we not escape out the back? Is there no option?
I agree. I think we should escape.
I think aren't we close to the forest? Let's run into the forest.
Wait, all the colonies will die if they go through.
Forest. You are
I think they're gonna die if we're here. I think they're killing them to draw us out.
We're not. Yeah, we can't save everyone here.
The carny, they're killing the carnies whether we're here or not.
I know, but they're gonna be worse when the big ones come down if we're not here.
What are we gonna do against the big ones?
We
You
set a
almost
trap
got blown
in here
away
when they
back
come
at
in
the
here.
pub
What
in the
sort of
city.
trap? What do you have a trap? Because I don't.
We set
We
it
can't
aside, we
fight these
prep,
guns.
we hide behind bleachers and stuff like that. When they come through, we ambush them. Me and the wolves will go first.
As you guys are having this conversation, 2 familiar faces show up underneath the edge of the tent, and they kind of slide under. Nito, now kind of covered in blood on his onesie, is dragging a body with him and pulling it inside the tent. Pix is holding the edge of the tent up with his cane to let Nito through, and then slides under with him. They are both panting and out of breath as Nito drags the body finally into the tent and slides this person next to the bleachers. They both are kind of staring at you guys, and they're saying, they're kind of mumbling under their breath, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And they're looking for answers. And Pix goes, you guys got a plan? You guys got anything? All right. Well, I've got an idea, but I don't know if it's gonna work.
Okay.
All right. Anyone who has ranged attacks, climb up this ladder. And he points to the ladder that's kind of in the middle of the big top, and it leads up to the scaffolding where the acrobats kind of sit and wait to do their acrobat tricks. And he says, anyone with ranged attacks, like me, or you with the bow, and he points to Nara. We go up there. Help from a distance. Those of you with melee attacks, hide near the bleachers. We'll set the bleachers back up. Gives you lots of cover. Lots of places to hide. Bleachers are big. They got robots with them. If we get those robots wet, they're gonna have an issue. We got a pool here. We could figure out something, right?
Oh, interesting. Interesting. A pool. What can I use with the pool?
That means Pox, Isabella, and Jerome probably should get on the range too.
Hey,
Ultra glass,
do you
baby.
Pix, do you have like a tarp that I could stuff this cannon with?
Yeah. Nito, you gotta brave it, buddy. Nito's like, all right, I got it. I know
Can
which one you're
someone
talking
heal
about.
Nito too?
Nito doesn't look injured.
Oh, he doesn't?
Nope, he just has blood on him from carrying
okay.
somebody else. As he opens up the side of the tent and runs out, you hear some more gunfire. A few seconds pass by, and he comes back dragging a large tarp, and the tarp has words on it. The tarp says, funnel cake stand. It's dragging that tarp, he drags it all the way into the tent.
Oh, man. Tarp smells nice.
It does.
They'll pay for what they did to the funnel cake stand. Those bastards.
I don't even know how my cannon works.
So, it's there with you. It's hovering around you, kind of just waiting for
Like,
orders.
I don't know how it shoots stuff. Like, can I stuff it with something to shoot?
No, it creates its force blast through, like the magic that's in the air.
Yeah.
So,
all right. This may or may not work. I have two ideas to help you out, Pix. I can use Thunderwave to send an enormous amount of water at a robot, or we could make, if we had like some sort of like bucket or something, we could fill out like a sort of miniature area with water, and I could use the Force Ballista to launch the water at them as well. So those are two potential things we can do.
all right. I like the first one. I don't know what you said the first one, but if we can get this pool splashed on those robots, we're gonna have a chance.
I don't know if my Force Ballista can send an entire pool though.
No, but your Thunderwave can. I know that spell.
That's true. Yep, you're right. You're right.
All right. So me and you, we'll both use Thunderwave, and we'll splash them with this water. Then you, big lion guy. You other big lion guy, and he points to Solus. And you other big lion guy, and he points to Zim. He says, all three of you, you're gonna hide behind these bleachers, and you're gonna come out as soon as they're starting to short circuit. We'll only have a little bit of a window of time to get in there. And you guys take them down. If we can knock them to the ground, we're gonna be able to take care of them easy.
I'm stressed.
Wait, knock them. All we have to do is knock them to the ground?
All we gotta do is knock them to the ground.
All right, I'm gonna take my cannon and I'm gonna start digging a hole in like a general entrance area, and I'm gonna put my cannon in the ground and have the cannon pointed up as a bonus caution that would shoot straight upwards if anything were to walk over it.
Okay.
And it's gonna be close range Force Ballista.
Okay, I'll allow that.
And I'm gonna kind of keep it a little bit hidden, so there's like a hole, but it's not like super noticeable.
All right, fine. That sounds fine. He points to the ranged people. He says, if you can all fire a ranged attack at the same time, we're going to take out these robots easy peasy. We just need to knock them on their feet, and we'll take them out. So he points to the rest of you guys that are all...
Okay, I guess I'm climbing up.
Now, as for those snipers, he's kind of breathing heavy. I don't know how we're going to take care of those, and they're going to start... And then just as he says that, you hear that... Phew, and a hole is fired in the side of the tent, and just barely misses Pix as he kind of ducks. And he says, "They're gonna start taking pot shots at us." And he kind of gets behind one of the bleachers. He says, "We're gonna need to try and avoid those as best we can. This is a rough situation, but we can get out of this. We just gotta work together. They're not gonna send a bunch of robots out this way. This is probably a scouting party. Are you all in?"
Sure.
Minor. I have a spell called. I have a cantrip called Minor Illusion.
It's not gonna help, pal.
All right.
Is there any other suggestions?
You seem to have the defense plan pretty down pat.
Well, I didn't know how we were gonna get the water on them. That was all you. The rest of y'all, it's up to you to perform. And if things go awry, we're gonna need to improvise.
Improvise is my middle name.
All right.
I thought it was the. Jerome the gnome?
You guys hear the stomping of these robots coming closer. And as you do, the stomping, you watch the water in the pool kind of shake a little bit. And the stomping stops right outside the tent. You hear one more fire as the edge of the tent sheet kind of bows in with a bullet that comes through, misses everybody, bounces off one of the bleachers. It's silent. And that's where we're going to end it for today.
Oh, I knew it.
Worst thing that happens, TPK, we all die.
You motherfucker. You do this every goddamn time.